Sonar.
Wait, we're live?
We're live.
Welcome to SonarFeed.
Our feed.
Wow. Anyway, welcome to SonarFeed episode 209. Carb Group. Carb Group. Anyway, are we really live?
Yeah.
I think the internet's lying to me right now, Mark.
It says on the thing. It
Oh,
says
there
you
it
are
goes.
live.
Oh, there it is.
It takes a
There's a long delay.
Bark, bark, bark.
Anyway, so we are here with the esteemed, what do we call you? Bread? We're just calling you Bread?
Bread.
You can go with Bread, Queen of
Bread.
Cascadia, Sea Overlord, whatever you like.
Make sure you
Wow.
speak into the microphone.
Do you guys remember?
CE Overlord,
There we go.
Queen of Cascadia,
There we go.
Bread,
Bread. I feel like I'm halfway up.
creator of Georgetown Morden.
Yeah, you guys could scoot closer together.
Get closer.
So,
She's 17. She won't bite, Tom.
wow. Nice. Do I have to move my beer?
No.
Anyway, so thanks for joining us.
I'll do
Yeah,
this.
We're doing SonarFeed host auditions, I think, or something like that.
Something.
I don't know what these guys are doing here, so
I have no idea.
just we'll we'll just do a quick round robin.
Why didn't we do this before the show started?
Which
Just
part? The fixing the camera part?
fixing the camera
that
part.
would make sense.
Yeah, okay.
Have you
more fun to do it
seen?
live.
Have you seen Adam production before?
Can
'Cause
I
have.
Can I turn her mic off yet?
No. If you want to start calling her Aaron. Oh, the dump button just got hit right there. Anyway,
Where's that Golazo button?
so let's go around the horn here. To my left, your right, on the left side of the screen, we have Bread,
Yes.
aka
Bread.
Beth, aka Does anyone
Elizabeth?
even call you Beth ever?
It's school.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Sarah
Isn't
called
it-
you Bread Elizabeth to me in a text,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty good. Anyway, so introduce yourself to the group real quick. Tell everyone who you are, though they may or may not know.
I'm Bread. I am in high school. I'm a very small loaf.
You make two bowls. for
I make tuples for a living. I am the creator of Georgetown Morden. If you see anything that's Jordan Morris or Christian Roldan related, it's probably from me. Ooh, I'm also the creator of Daily Jordan Morris, which follows suit to what I just said.
And she's got this nifty glitter star-filled phone case. So
It's really great to play with at school when everything is boring.
like all day.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. And across from Bread, we have
Mark. I forgot my jersey.
Mark forgot his. We were going to go with actually matching from the same city, decades apart, jerseys from a Russian soccer team, and he forgot his at home.
Dang it, Uncle Mark.
Yeah. Anyway, Mark.
SSFC Fody. The OG Fody.
Wow, OG Fody. And to his left, across from me,
Is Adam Weigel. Hello.
thanks for getting the show running today.
Yeah, well, we're getting some bad video settings thing on here.
See, it's not just me.
So, no,
I think it is
it's
just
a
you.
setting we need to change, but we're not going to be able to change it.
I'm just going to blame
easily,
the internet
so-
because it's awful over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 3 pixels on my screen right now. One of them I think is Bread. Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
We should just go with emojis.
Anyway,
Can
Yeah.
mine just be a loaf of bread?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm Tom Biro,
Sounds good.
a.k.a. Bougie Hooli, among other things.
AKA.
Most of them negative.
AKA. AKA.
I do have like
AKA.
92 Twitter accounts. I may have more Twitter accounts than Bread.
I have
Do you get...
2.
See, I...
That you're admitting to.
No, I have 2. It's Sarah that has like 30.
only
She
time
has
that
one
I-
for all of her pets. It's ridiculous.
The only time I ever really know is when they change their terms of service, and I get like 400
And you're
emails.
like, oh snap, I forgot
still
about
have that
one.
one?
Yeah,
There's a lot that I've been squatting on for 10 years now.
that's good times. Anyway, so we don't have a lot of Sounders match stuff to talk about. So we can talk a little bit about national team, during which Georgetown Morden
Georgetown Morden.
has played a few minutes, and we can talk about where players are, who's sticking around on the national team, who's coming back. We can dig into that stuff a little bit. We can preview what's coming up on Wednesday night when the Sounders take on the lovely DC United, who the last time they scored against the Sounders, Brett was how old?
I was 11. I was in 6th grade.
Wow. So Mark
Last year.
Mark
So it's
was
gonna be
in
a tight
8th
game?
Mark was in 8th grade. It'll be, yes, 0-0, no shots on goal, 9 minutes of stoppage. And we're just going to be killing ourselves.
I sat in an hour of traffic for this.
I mean, so far. We could still ask you to go out and pick us up something.
I'm turning your mic off.
It's a-
Dump.
Anyway, oh wow, Sarah has declared no one has more Twitter accounts than her.
Oh,
It's probably
That sounds like a
true.
challenge. Who wants to have more Twitter accounts than Sarah? Anyway, so let's just dig in. For those that maybe don't know or are watching this in the future, talk to us a little bit about the dual obsession you have with certain players, one very offensive player and one very defensive player on our beloved Sounders. So talk to us a little bit about where that came from and who those players are.
So it was kind of like random coming to be. It was the U.S. game that was at CenturyLink. Before the game, I saw Jordan like randomly in Pioneer Square, and like no one was around him, so I like ran up and asked him to take a selfie, and he was like super cool about it, and it was a great selfie, and it was adorable. Then I was like, yeah, Jordan Morris is pretty cool. So then I like started paying attention to like what he did like more than I had been. And then I made him a tuple, and that was really fun. And he signed it, and he said he loved it. It was great. And then, like, that night, I think I was staying at my sister's after I went and saw Jordan. And I, like,
For
woke
those who
up.
don't know, who's your sister?
My sister's Victory Lap. So I, like, woke up at, like, 1 a.m., and I had this terrible idea to start an Instagram account called Daily Jordan Morris, where every day I would post a picture of Jordan Morris, and that would be it. And I, like, didn't follow any of the players. I followed like the Sounders and the U.S. national team, and that was basically it. But somehow Michael Farfan found Daily Jordan Morris, and then he told Christian, and then Christian tweeted about it, and it became like a big thing. So then Christian kind of joined the Jordan Morris obsession party.
Fan club?
Yeah. So then
Was this before or after we all knew that they were super besties?
it was before.
Did this maybe lead to us
Yes.
figuring that out?
So once like I had like gone and seen Jordan and Christian, they were at like Schmetzer's Sport House, and they were like super adorable, and you could tell that they were like best friends. And I think like George and Morgan came up like pretty soon after that, and like it wasn't very like obvious that they were like BFFs before then, but after George and Morgan, everyone kind of figured out that when they like bought into it a lot, that they were actually good friends. So I kind of gave them a brand on accident, so now wherever they go, they get asked about each
Are you
other.
billing that? Like, do you bill them?
Yes.
I
Like, you
apologize
should be on
for that.
retainer. Like, there should be like a cut from that homegrown money that goes to like the Bread Scholarship Fund.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching, Schmetzer does watch every so often. So A, he will appreciate the shout out for Schmetzers, and B, maybe he could pass the word along to the guys to write you a check.
Little something.
That'd be
something.
chill.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So that's it. That's the end of your story, right?
Yeah, George and Morton kind of just happened because it was like everyone was like shipping things, and I was like, you know, it'd be funny if I shipped Jordan and Christian. So I combined their names, and that's what happened. I actually debuted George and Morton in the SonarFeed live chat, and everyone said it was terrible. That's why I don't listen to
You know why that
everyone.
is? Because people are bad.
That's probably because I was running the account.
Also, yeah,
Probably.
yeah. So
So I didn't listen to that, and
I've
it
learned
took
that in
off. So
marketing, is that 90% of the time, if you show it to your non-marketing friends, they're like, "That's dumb," and then you make it into a television advertisement and put it on television. They were like, "Did you guys see the commercial for XYZ?" And you're like, "Yes, I showed it to you on my computer, and you thought it was stupid." But like that is
yeah.
a real thing.
Yes. So now George and Morton
It's a
has
national
become
brand.
its own thing. Yeah. MLS does a lot with it, and U.S. men's national team recently just did some stuff with it. So it's kind of become their brand and also slightly my brand. So
Do
it's
you
fun.
like that that the pack of folks, and I use that word specifically, the pack of folks around you, not necessarily at this table, but some of them are wildly defensive of things that you and other people do. So when that started to get picked up by U.S. Soccer, people were like, you better give Bread credit for that.
Yeah.
It was like pretty serious for a minute.
It's kind of fun. I know Ariel Castillo from MLS, she like made a point after she used it a lot and like it came out on US to be like, hey, Bread came up with that, which was kind of nice. I mean, like, I don't think anyone else is going to take claim of creating Georgetown Morton. Like, it's kind of like
Sounders
the nerdiest
Martin
thing you
actually
could
is
do.
taking credit for it right now.
Oh,
Emily
yeah.
has
And
a
they've
good
already
question
trademarked it.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They
We'll
already made
fight.
scarves for next
We
year.
will fight.
Emily wants
She
to
was
know, do
great
you
at
have
it.
that Twitter handle?
No, I don't.
Everybody look.
It's a race.
It is a race. Mark, what do you want to talk about for the next 2 minutes? Do you have enough
it
email
long?
addresses to register
I don't
a
think
new-
so.
Do you have a Gmail account?
Get a new
Yeah.
one?
I don't-
Just use your Gmail
I
account.
don't know how to do this. This is difficult. Why is the app like
Add
this?
account.
Where they redid it and I don't like it.
Is there
See?
here?
See? See?
Nobody
I'm not
knows.
dumb.
Go back up there.
Hi,
Hold on.
how's
Hold on,
everybody
go
doing
there.
out
Hold
there in this land of ours?
There you go.
Weigel, we're fighting.
I'm already there.
So there's actually a race
Fight
here
me.
to see who's going to get the Georgetown Morton account first, which is either the best thing that's ever happened on SonarFeed or the worst, and it's not close.
I don't know my... Yeah.
What is he?
It's saying that an error is occurring and
Someone
I'm
has it
fighting.
Yeah.
What?
I was just searching.
Someone says that other girl has it.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Damn.
Oh, we're fighting.
She just dropped
She's coming
it.
to
Oh, no,
Seattle
she
this week. If she
didn't.
says hi, we're fighting.
Wait, are you serious? Somebody else has it?
Oh, is that the girl that did the other daily?
I'm uncomfortable
No.
right now.
That's actually a guy.
So this is, again, both best and worst live podcast ever right here. So we have
So
actual
make sure
drama,
you keep tuning in.
threats of more drama, and
It's not
a
showing me
Twitter
that there's a
battle
person.
happening behind the scenes.
It says there isn't a person. Someone lied to me.
Why don't you give this a minute?
Give what a minute.
We could just look it up like right now.
Someone else do it.
Username has already been taken. See?
Okay, who am I fighting?
Yeah.
So they haven't tweeted, and it was just registered in July. So
Damn.
Okay, but Georgetown _Morton is available,
And then you could say,
but now it's not.
you should just tweet
Okay,
this
but
person.
Stanford already knows
Just
that
tweet
I
this
am the
person and tell
originator
me
of
why.
I
Georgetown
will
Morton, so like I
hand
think
this over
I
to
win
you.
because
Hey, wait,
Stanford.
Really quick question. So Twitter wants to know, what is Georgetown Morton interested in? Sports?
Sports,
News? Oh,
Video
NFL,
games.
NBA, MLB, soccer?
soccer.
Okay.
I think they're interested in soccer.
NASCAR.
I would go
NASCAR?
with
WWE?
no. They aren't
These
that
are the
dumb.
things that Twitter wants to know.
they're
What is
Entertainment.
entertainment?
they're interested
Premier
in
League?
Mario Kart if that's an option.
MLS, there's MLS.
Is there Mario Kart?
Sarah points out that it's Sounders PR.
Yeah. It probably
Football
is.
U.S.
I'm going to say Premier League. And
Wow.
government and politics.
So anyway, all right. So
Oh, boy.
so you have a number of two-poll claims to fame.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of them. You can eat that. I'll
It's
sit-
I'll
I'll
fine.
keep talking.
It's
Just eat your
whatever.
french fries.
Sarah agreed
Um,
with you. It's Sounders PR. We're on
She
a
actually
monkey's
said it,
knuckle.
and that's what I was reading.
Okay.
About. Yeah. So I was stealing her idea because you weren't paying attention.
Anybody.
I hope the
What?
person that took that knows that if they ever try to tweet anything from it, they're being taken down by my army of minions. Like, it's
She
gonna
is
And not
happen.
like little yellow minions either. Like actual.
Like
minions.
Blair Waldorf minions. Like,
Wow.
takedown.
Reference
Georgetown
right
Upper
Morton
East Side
That is
takedown.
serious.
Wait.
Yes.
You also, are you the holder of Jordan and Christian BFF?
Oh no, that's the person that I thought took Georgetown Morton.
Maybe she has that too.
Maybe.
This is like both real life and weird
hope so.
drama.
Well, welcome to Gen Zennial.
Everything's drama.
All right. So Georgetown Morton is now following Sydney LaRue and Hope Solo. And that's it.
Okay.
Like if you want to make it awkward, start there.
Okay.
The other options were like Bernie Sanders,
Clearly, I'm the
I
better
have
uncle
no
of the
comments
two.
that I can make right now, so I'm just gonna
Wait,
let it go.
who else is my uncle? No, Weigel's my cousin.
Because
Cousins.
Cousin Adam, dude.
No, it's cousin
Actually,
Get it
Weigel.
right.
I did
We
a
actually
horrible.
are, though.
I did a horrible job raising
In
her.
a really strange
know.
way. She's related to Mickey Mantle, as am I.
We are technically are related? I didn't know that.
All right.
I also don't know why I
You
call
have
Mark
more
my
direct
uncle.
lineage to Mickey Mantle. Mine's like.
Does anybody know why I
his
call Uncle Mark
brother-
uncle? Because I don't.
Anybody out here want to
Actually.
talk about some stuff while these guys are?
Why is Mark my uncle? I don't remember why.
This 5 minutes brought to you by
Sarah?
Ancestry.com and 23andMe.
Ching.
The bill is in the mail.
Oh boy.
So anyway,
You were talking about tuples.
so we're talking about two polls.
Yeah.
So talk to us about two polls because
Two polls.
aside from the fact that you were asked on, we'll just call it national television,
At the
what your name
parade.
was and what you do.
For a living.
You said, my name is Brad and I make two polls for a living. Talk to us about two polls.
So tuples started, well, I guess this is an unnecessary long story, but some people find it fun.
We have time.
So my first Sounders game that I went to IRL was against Chivas, and it was a really boring game. So I watched ECS the whole time, and I really liked there was like a tifo display for Zach Scott, and I really liked it. And I was like, that looks fun.
Is that the surfing one?
No,
Was it
it was yes. So
This is
it was
Sparta.
later that like school year, I think, that I decided that in my art class for my final project we got to decide what we wanted to do. So I made a two-pole, and it was a silhouette of Oba, and it said the man, the myth, the legend, and it was terrible, and I hate it now. But that was my final art project in beginning drawing and painting freshman year.
Did you save it?
Yeah, it's hanging with the rest of them. That was my first two-pole. And then I just kind of made more because it was fun.
Do you number them on the back?
No.
You ought to.
No, Herc was later. I think it might have been Brad. It was a Swiss Army knife that said...
If you numbered
No, it was
them,
a Swiss
you
Army
would.
knife that said Captain Brad on it. I think that was number 2.
How many of you had signed?
Yes.
A decent amount of them. Not all of them, but enough.
Did you get a new mouse? I did. Good. I was worried.
I couldn't get Jordan to sign the new George Jim Morden one. Apparently he like chickened out every time, and for like the first 3 home games, Christian kept trying to make him go sign it, and he wouldn't.
Did Christian sign it?
Yeah, Christian signed it at first practice, but
Shame.
Jordan is great and delightful.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a beer. They hate me, I think.
I'll take another one.
How's your water going?
My water is really great.
Yeah. You know, they have other beverages like juice.
I like water.
Crush.
Water has no calories.
It does not have calories. That is correct. Do you, are you on the LaCroix train?
No.
No. Just because? Or is it because you don't like carbonation?
I don't even know. When I was little, my mom wouldn't let me drink soda because she didn't like soda. So I've like never had soda in my life. And I just
Like, actually never?
yeah, I don't think I ever have. And I just don't because it's going to be one of those things that eventually if I like get into it, like I'll like give it up because they'll be like, ooh, soda's bad for me. So I might as well just not start drinking it.
I think I just had a stroke.
Mark just had a stroke because... so you seriously though, you don't think you've ever had soda? That's
I
actually
may have like
impressive.
had a
genuinely.
sip of like orange soda because McDonald's got my like order wrong one time when I was little and all I would drink was orange juice, but that's it.
No.
Pause while we
Can I do
order a
the,
beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
The food starter.
What?
And I'll do another pills, please.
10 liters. Mark's
Take another
not
liter,
driving ever again.
Aioli.
Oh, by the way, if you come down to the Berliner pub, the new thing is if you want aioli on the side, they offer it in third, half, and full liters. Don't ever do that.
Yummy.
Katie will kill you.
And also make you eat it.
And it's like $47. So anyway, so two polls. So this is like a legit thing for you. It's not just like a habit that you do it because you are like really into it. You think it's effective. Like, what's the motivation?
I think like watching the players when they see them for the first time is super fun, and it like gives me another way to support. So even if my voice isn't heard, that it'll be seen, which is fun, and they're fun to make, and I get more attention, which is kind of nice. I mean, yeah. But it's mainly for the players. Like, I want them to know that I am here, and I will hold this very large sign until my arms fall off if you need me to.
I just thought of a question related to this. So approximately 7 months ago, you received a present.
Oh, yes, I did.
Is it helping?
It is helping a lot. It makes everything so much easier.
That is wonderful to hear.
Before I got my present, I would have to...
She received a projector
Yes.
from
a
group
game
of people.
changer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that you put transparencies on?
No, a digital one.
You put a little flappy thing on there. And
That's great, Uncle Mark, to you. So anyway,
I still have
transparency film.
I still have that for ECS Tifo, by the way.
Great job, Uncle Mark. Really proud of you.
you haven't seen your dining room table in a year?
Who is...
Whoa!
Is that my mother? Mother, are you
Hi, Mom.
doing that as me?
Your mom is in the SonarFeed chat as Bread.
Why?
You are in so much
Yes.
trouble when Bread gets home.
Why does it say... Why are
What
you...
other things are you logged into?
Are
with
you
your daughter
using
right now?
Are you using my computer to watch this? Like, are you using my Chromebook?
You
Because I don't
actually
think it
just
even
went to, like,
works on my
straight-
Chromebook.
Like straight Italy just happened. Are you even using my computer right now?
Okay,
We've had
well,
some seriously cool moments on SonarFeed. This is, again, both a really good one and a really bad one, depending on who you are.
there's like nowhere else for me to make them, so they go on my dining room table, and that's why my mom says that she hasn't seen the dining room table in a year.
It's
Thanks,
2017. Literally no one eats at the dining room table.
Sarah says, "Hi, Mom. Sorry, I forgot to send you the link."
So life is happening right in front of us as we sit here. So since
Okay,
you know that
so-
your mom's here, is there anything you'd like to say to your mom?
Hi, Mom. I'm bringing home Lola tomorrow, so you're gonna have to be nice to the dog.
Rogue Lola.
Rogue Lola.
New Twitter account.
Okay, so back to projectors.
Yeah.
Get on task. Okay, so before I got my grand projector present, I would have to draw whatever I wanted to do on the tuple, and then I would scan it into my computer, and then I would take it to this like weird website that would put it on a bunch of different like sheets of paper to make
Oh,
it really
like
big.
pixelated?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
posters.com
Yeah.
or something like that. So then I take it to that and then make it like big enough, and then I would have to tape it all together and cut it out. So that's how I did both of the Georgetown Morden tuples, is then you cut around it so you have a giant like outline. I trace the outline and then I go in like tiny piece by tiny piece and cut it out individually and then draw the line. So it's like it's like creating a stencil as I do it.
Just reducing. as you
Yeah,
go.
so it gets smaller every time I like cut a little piece out and draw it. And the gradient on both of the Georgetown Morden tuples, especially like the newest one, is insane. So it's like pieces that are like that big by like that big that I'm having to cut out like individually. It took forever.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
sounds exhausting.
It was kind of fun.
Good job.
I-
It's kind of like peaceful. You just kind of do it. It just goes by.
Micah's here.
Hi, Mikey.
It's like everyone is all in right now. That's fantastic. Dave, by the way, texted in and he says that he misses us.
Hi, Dave.
Apparently
When am I
no-
going to
no one
practice
misses
next?
Dave. Either that or Adam and
I
Mark are
miss
just like
Dave.
texting.
I already
No, I
texted.
went. I just got
Oh,
the
okay.
notification that said
Everyone's on the same text chat right now, responding.
to Dave, who is
Awesome.
watching. Not watching? Are you watching, Dave? I doubt it.
So, talk to us about your future, what you're up to for the rest of the summer, and
Okay.
things happening in Bread World.
So Bread World is a lot of chaos. So August 3rd, I leave for Stanford to go to their Sports Business Academy for 2 weeks.
The home,
That's
the home
awesome.
of Taylor Graham.
Chad Marshall, Aaron Kovar, Jordan Morris,
Oh, you
Brian
did get
Nonasinkum. I think that's it.
Wow, you just got schooled.
Oh, Roger the back.
I one
Sorry.
time Stanford owned a Stanford sweatshirt.
That is great. Really proud.
When I was really young.
Was it like a
Like
champion
16 or so.
sweatshirt?
No, I'm kidding. I was really young.
I always feel weird about like getting college gear because if you like don't go to the school, then you just have like random college gear.
But it didn't really matter before there was not 500 photos of everyone on the internet wearing things.
Yeah.
That's why.
So like, I remember being in high school, I probably had like 10 college sweatshirts of schools that I today despise from a sports standpoint.
So is one
But the
Rutgers?
shirt was super cool
Is one
in
Rutgers?
1991. One of them is literally not Rutgers.
I
hate you.
Probably in junior high, and I convinced my parents to buy me a Stanford sweatshirt, and they probably the whole time knew there's no way this dude is going to Stanford. Okay, we'll buy you
Why
a
do you have to
Stanford
hate on yourself?
sweatshirt.
That's why it's
My
weird,
parents are realistic.
especially in high school when you get like
That's why I went to Wazoo.
college sweatshirts that you're never going to go
That's
to.
not why.
It's like, why do you own it?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't
Maybe
know.
they really like trees.
And the letter S.
I don't even know why I liked it. I saw it
Because
at
it had a
Sears or
tree on
something, and I liked it. Yeah, it had a tree on it.
I really wish instead of the cardinals that they were just like the trees or like the forest.
That's the cardinal,
What?
singular.
I don't know. It's complicated.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
the
have an official
Cardinals.
mascot.
Was
They have
it
that
P-
tree though,
PSU and Tacoma are the loggers.
and it's the beer, not even
there's
the
a
logs.
team. There's a sports team I think in Portland that have a.
I don't like Portland.
A relationship to trees. Two.
Yeah, you cut 'em
I
down
have
and
gotten
burn 'em.
so many letters from colleges in Oregon, specifically Portland, that are like, we're really interested in you. If you want to apply, we'll let you apply early, and we'll give you first admission, and we'll fill out half of the application for you, and we'll send it to you, and we'll make it really easy. And I'm like, no. You literally
it's on
could not
purpose, right?
pay me a sum of money to go to school in that
Wow,
state.
You heard it here first.
Full ride, still not going. Sorry, Oregon.
I think you should reconsider.
I will not.
You're sort of biased.
I'm extremely biased. I love Portland.
I hate Portland. We're fighting.
Megan Rapinoe went to Portland.
That's fine. I'm not Megan Rapinoe.
I'm just saying.
I mean, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
You two could be an awesome soccer player at some point.
Gonna go with a no on that one. Fun bread backstory. I was a competitive gymnast from age 2 to age 15. In the last 3 years, I trained around 7.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I separated the growth plates in both of my ankles. I messed up my heel and my Achilles. I sprained my MCL, which is the same thing that Ozzy did. I bent the growth plate in the front of my knee at a 90-degree angle instead of tearing my ACL completely. I got a concussion. I broke
I'm
2
sore.
fingers. I shattered a growth plate in my finger and dislocated it 3 times in 3 days and competed on it. What else? I'm missing something. Oh yeah, and I jammed together my hamstring and my calf muscle where they meet in the back of my knee, and the doctors don't know how to fix it, and there's a ton of scar tissue, so I've given up on sports. Thank you.
That doesn't mean you couldn't be as famous as Megan Rapinoe, though.
Famous, yeah, just not an athlete anymore. That's kind of
Well, I wasn't
gone.
trying to bring up a sore subject.
It's okay. It's just kind of funny to me
My
still.
body hurts.
Seriously, like, I've injured myself a lot in my life, and I don't remember all of them.
I did all of that in
At
3
all.
years, though.
Yeah.
Before
I-
2012, I had never had an injury.
So I didn't do much in my life. That would cause me pain. I avoided situations where pain could happen.
Gymnastics is real dumb.
Weigel trying to add levity to the conversation. See it? We're trying to get up the hill. It might
Gymnastics
happen.
is great.
Okay, so hey, time out.
Yeah.
You said you've given up on sports, and I understand you mean playing them.
Yes.
But tell us about the whole DECA thing.
Ooh,
That's where we're
DECA.
going.
I like
Thank
DECA.
you.
Or if you wanted to segue into something else, you can segue into how I picked up soccer and dropped gymnastics. But I'll go into DECA. DECA. So my sophomore year, my school started a DECA chapter, and I joined. Didn't really know what it was. Didn't know at the time that I actually wanted to go into business or sports business. I wanted to be an architect.
Can you tell people what DECA is? for those who
DECA
may
is
not know?
it's like a competitive like business and marketing club where you travel to competitions and compete in events that are business related. My first year, I did a sports and entertainment marketing team decision-making event, which is where you get a case study and 15 minutes to prepare a marketing promotion plan, and then you have 10 minutes to explain that to the judge. And you also have to take a 100-term marketing test that then those scores get added together, and that's how you get your winner. The first year in DECA, I wasn't super great. Role plays are definitely not my thing. I think I got 4th at area, and I didn't place at state. But this year, I changed my event and did the sports and entertainment promotion plan, which is a prepared thing. So I had a few months that I did it over. And I did it on S2. So I created an entire promotion plan and board and promotional items for S2. And I placed first at area. I placed second by a super small margin at state. And I qualified to international competition. And then at ICDC, I finished top 2 in my group. I think it was a group of 10 that qualified me to the final round. And then in the final round, at ICDC, they call up the top 10 international finalists, and I made that cut, but I didn't make top 3. So at ICDC, I didn't know what place I'd gotten, but a few months after, they give you the individual breakdown, and I got 4th. Which is great, but it also means that I didn't get a giant trophy, and my event doesn't get published, which kind of is depressing, but I'm very glad I got 4th. I took S2 all the way to internationals.
International meaning all of the DECA in the world.
Yeah.
You're number 4 in the world.
Yeah, in the sports entertainment promotion plan.
Seriously.
Bring up your water.
Salud.
That's amazing. That's pretty awesome.
Well done.
I was in DECA for 2 minutes in high school.
Great job.
The only thing I remember is how to read airplane tickets.
Nice.
So now
That's all they taught us.
I'm DECA president this year.
Awesome.
I should be coming up with my event that I'm going to be competing this year, but I have no idea and 2 concepts that are not decent. So we're working on it.
What if the concept that you worked on last year got transitioned to a new city and had to come up with a new name and a new identity?
It has to be a promotion plan for something that already exists.
Okay.
And I can't do S2 because I did that last year.
Yeah, but I'm saying S2 might not exist.
Yeah, but it has to be a sports or entertainment
S3.
conglomerate that exists.
Academy.
Is
Tacoma Kraken.
S3 technically the U23 PDL team?
Could be.
Tacoma Berliner.
It is now. Tacoma Berliner. Shout out to the Berliner.
We love the Berliner.
To be fair, I've actually learned what's going on with the Tacoma Berliner, but that's another discussion. Anyway, awesome. So you got a little bit into DECA, you got a little bit into soccer and sort of your love for marketing and other things in the business. Obviously, you love players, not just because it's fun, but because you genuinely care about them and are passionate about what they do.
They're good people.
What's your goal? If you could pick a job right now, what would it be?
So
you're
on
25.
On my Stanford questionnaire, they asked me this, and I was having a really hard time with it because I was trying to decide between what would be my dream job, and it's really hard because you can be I want to be the owner of the Sounders, but do I want to be the owner? Do I want to be the president of soccer? Or do I want to go to Europe? And do I want to do something with the Premier League team? Do I want to be the president of FC Barcelona? What do I want to do? There's a lot of options.
I mean, you don't have to pay your taxes if you're the president of Barcelona, so that makes it amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
So just there, that ups the ante. Mark.
Red could be president of soccer now because you literally don't do anything.
I can't. Well, let's get to that in a couple of minutes.
Oh boy.
I'm really uncomfortable right now.
Sips tea.
What? Quick interruption. Where do you stand on Key Arena versus Soto Arena?
Do you even know
Colton,
where
help.
Key Arena is?
Yeah, I do know where Key Arena is.
She's going to kick you in the shin.
I think I can reach.
Yeah.
I'm going to move my leg.
I think from Colton's many rants that I'm going to go with So dope.
That
was more a joke.
I ask because
that nobody goes there.
Yeah, there are only 21 other candidates for mayor right now, so 22 doesn't really change it too much. So I just wanted to see where you stood. Someone wants Tukwila for the arena. Good luck with that.
That seems dumb.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there. Dumb.
So you've got big ambitions, which is amazing. You've got this Stanford stuff coming up.
Yes.
You sort of teased that a little bit before.
Yeah.
What is that, coming out of that program, what does that do for you?
So it gives me, I'll be on Stanford's campus for 2 weeks, which will be fun.
Beautiful campus.
Yeah, I've heard. I haven't been there yet, so I'm excited.
You could get In-N-Out Burger every day.
Perfect. There's also a Starbucks on campus. I checked that.
There's probably at least one.
There is at least one.
Yeah.
I know that. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure what I'll be doing while I'm there, but I know that I'll be in classes with a lot of the professors from the business school, which is one of the best business schools in the world. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then there's a lot of talks and presentations from sports teams in the area. San Jose is not doing one. Thank you to the Earthquakes for not making me sit through your terrible team's presentation.
Wow.
I don't remember which teams are doing it. I think like Golden State Warriors, 49ers. There's
Sharks.
a hockey team. Yeah, I think it's that one.
Yep. San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, so seems fun.
Show's on over there, too.
My voice sounds funny.
Okay, cool. So once you're done with that.
Once I'm done with that.
Like, beyond just obviously looking awesome on your resume and as you're going applying to colleges and things, like what do you think comes of participating in a program like that?
I think it'll give me a lot more information about the field that I want to go into, because like the hierarchy of sports business isn't super accessible. So like getting to know more of what's done in that would be interesting. Also, I'm hoping that it helps me with my Stanford application specifically, because that's a tiny acceptance rate and I don't like thinking about it.
We probably know some people that could write you a recommendation letter.
Stanford only accepts like 1 or 2, and I'm having a hard time deciding like who to have write my letters.
Morris,
Roger Levesque,
or
Taylor
Graham, or
I don't
I can
know.
write one. I want some
Roger
sweatshirt.
Levesque. Done. That's actually the winner.
I'm signing you up.
I could write one. We play them once a year.
Yeah.
Football.
Go Cougs.
Hashtag.
Wait,
go
Uncle Mark, I still don't think you can write though.
Mark is out. Do you want to produce a show?
I mean, I
It
can.
costs you money
I'm
to
gonna take
do
Mark's
it.
mic now.
I have like $7. I don't know if I can.
That's okay. We'll be all right.
Wait. Yeah, I only have 10.
So anyway, all right. So we talked a little bit about future and your passions and stuff. Let's dig into the fun world of soccer and Sounders and things.
I like that
Oh,
world.
wait, she gave us a good segue a second ago. Really quick.
Which one?
How did you get from
Gymnastics to soccer.
gymnastics to soccer?
I think it's an
You got
interesting
30
story.
seconds. Go.
Not 100% sure if it's interesting. So
Oh,
Sarah likes soccer because Brad got her into soccer. At least I think that's what happened.
Brad's good at soccer.
And then, so they think where it was like a random holiday that they were over at my house and they had the Sounders game on, and I decided that I wanted to watch it, which is weird because like when you're a gymnast, like people don't appreciate gymnastics as a sport to the extent that it should be appreciated, with like the crazy mental and physical difficulty. So I like didn't like other sports because they got so much more like appreciation. So I decided that I would watch that soccer game, and then for some reason I decided that I liked it. So it was like right before the World Cup break, and so I got super into the World Cup. One day I skipped practice, and I think it was like the first time I'd ever skipped practice, like on purpose. Yeah. And I skipped practice to watch the World Cup game, but that was the game that Chris Wondolowski skied it, and that's why I have a deep hatred of Chris Wondolowski.
okay.
Yeah, so that's basically how I got into soccer, and then I just kept watching Sounders after the World Cup, and I started watching FC Barcelona because I really liked Neymar. So that's how
Thank
soccer
you, Sister
started.
Sarah.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. What's going on?
We're trying to not be grim, but actually important, like non-soccer things, was the Republicans confirmed that the quote-unquote the effort to repeal and immediately replace has failed, and they're going to instead vote to repeal the ACA with a 2-year delay to implement a new healthcare system somewhere in between. It's like we're literally making it up as we go. Anyway.
That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, let's come back to the fun things.
Fun things.
What's his Twitter
So-
handle? Speaker.
No one knows. Just Twitter knows, dude. Just start typing it in. It'll fill in. Anyway, I'm sorry to derail. Because that was, we were on uptick there for a second.
All right.
Sorry, we live in the USA.
Wait, here's
Everything
glitter.
It's a disaster.
Wait,
Spark.
Happiness.
and happiness. I know, you have to make the glitter fall. Glitter. Okay.
So glitter's happening.
Yeah.
All right.
So a couple weeks ago, Sounders sent a few players to national team duty, including one that we knew was going to be going.
Jordan Morris.
There was another one.
No, Jordan Morris.
The other one.
The other one?
Yeah.
But we didn't know that he was going to be going.
Oh, we heard that it was happening. We heard.
Christian Roldan!
That
Justin
guy.
Morton, one guy.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. So anyway, Mark's tweeting obscenities at the Senate Majority Leader.
You're gonna
right
get
now.
your account
Hopefully
frozen.
not from the Senate.
Good.
Usually Mark only tweets at spouses from the Senate.
Ex-spouses. Which
Anyway,
one?
what were we talking about again? No.
Justin Morton.
So Christian Roldan gets called up. Jordan Morris gets called up.
I ran around my house screaming.
Literally
He
screaming?
actually screaming.
Okay, because we can ask your mom if that
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
happened.
She I don't think she was home.
Okay.
Anybody record it?
No. Unless my cats did, but
I mean, they are.
Perry the Peanut, if
Kinda
you're
like-
watching, you could gift this, right?
Wow. So anyway. Okay, so you were ecstatic.
yes, I was very excited.
And then last week, so whatever it was, week and a half ago, first game. You have one of them that's going to play. The other
That was
one
the
you're not
friendly,
so
right?
Sure. Yeah, was that? I can't even remember at this point. 2
Oh
weeks
yeah.
ago, week and a half ago.
I didn't actually watch any of the friendly because of the game, the friendly that I went. I went to the friendly, so I didn't get to watch any of that game. So I was kind of okay with them not starting.
Yes.
So I didn't really miss anything.
You're like, don't need to see that.
Yeah.
So then a couple of days ago,
Yes.
both of them are in the lineup.
That was like the best thing ever.
Ever.
Yeah. Ever.
So did you run around anything else?
Yes, when I found out they were starting. Yeah.
Okay. Your mom says that she got an all caps tweet.
It was a text. I don't tweet at her. I don't tweet at you, Mom.
Maybe your computer just goes straight to tweet when you hit the letter T. So that's why tweet
It might.
filled in here. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that is a possibility.
Yeah, it might.
All right, so you were ecstatic about that again.
Yeah.
I mean, doubly so.
They're just so great. Like if you like talk to them for like any period of time or you like get to know them any bit, like Jordan, even though he's very reserved and quiet, is super good person, super fun. Jordan Morris is great, and then Christian is the best person ever.
Like ever?
Ever.
Forever, ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ever.
This is going to go on for like an hour.
Forever?
Ever.
It's going to go on forever?
Yeah. So I was super excited when Christian got the call up and the start.
So they play.
Yeah.
What happens?
Jordan Morris scored his first international brace and his second brace of all time. So pretty sure that like having Christian on the field makes him dramatically better at soccer.
Can I just say it's 74 degrees right now?
Appropriate.
It's very warm.
Yeah. And Christian only missed 2 of his passes, had 15
Were they
good
with his left
passes,
foot?
like 3 tackles. Christian.
It was a joke.
It would be funny
like
if
it
it
was
was.
rubbing off.
It would be funnier if it was about
No,
like
it
Jordan.
would not be funny.
Yeah,
It would be
Jordan has had so
appropriate.
many good left-footed crosses, and he actually scored a goal with his left foot. I'm very
Do you
proud.
think maybe Roldan's actual ability to use his left foot is rubbing off on Jordan?
Obviously. Oh yeah, that was really cute. At the last regular season game, you know how they like give the players like carnations. I guess like no one from like Christian's like actual family was there, or like anyone that he would like give it to. So he ran over from like one end of the pitch to the other, gave me a flower, and then ran away. And I was like, aw. It's still in my room somewhere. It's really dead, but
Totes adorable.
it's okay.
It's really dead.
Why didn't you dry it? Like turn it upside down.
It's like dried and dead, but it's great, and
That
I
was
like
very,
it.
you took someone to prom of you.
Right.
Shout out to people who hang their flowers, their
Upside
corsages
down.
upside down in the back.
Christian is the sweetest.
So if you were to take one of them to prom, which one would it be and why? This isn't a SonarFeed question. Although it should be.
Who has the Google Doc of the SonarFeed
I
questions?
literally have them open right here.
I would say Christian, because I feel like Jordan would just like increase the awkwardness. But if it was
Wait,
Christian,
is that like a you think he's awkward?
he is awkward.
I know.
It's Jordan Morris.
I just needed you to say that.
dance. But if I went with Christian, then I wouldn't be able to wear heels because he's really short. And at the last YachtCon, I was wearing wedges, and I was like a half-inch taller than he was, and he got so upset. He like kept talking about it, that I was taller than he was, and it was bothering him. So I don't know. I'll take them both.
Wear flats. Just wear flats. You'll be okay.
So, would you seriously ask one of them to go to the prom next year?
Probably not.
Just cause?
Do you want somebody else to do it?
No. It would be so weird.
I'll pass him a note.
She's like, more awkward. Which boxes?
I'll make
Did
a
you say I'll
two-pull.
pass them a
I'll
note?
make a two-pull.
Will you go to prom with Greg? Do you know who's going to punch you in the face? Yeah, I thought I was awkward asking a prom question in general. Adam's like, let's take this one up a few notches. Mark and I were like, let's wear
Where'd
Russian
this
soccer
fry come
jerseys.
from?
Adam's gonna show up and he's like, let's throw rubles up in the air. Like, let's take this up a notch. All right. So it is now a SonarFeed question. I don't care who we ask. It's a great question. Okay, so game happens. Jordan has a great game. Christian Roldan's coming home.
Yeah,
Are you happy about that?
I'm
For selfish
happy
reasons?
that he's coming home because I don't know what the midfield would look like without him since Ozzy's still out. But I wish, for Christian's sake, that he was still at camp, because you could see when he came home today in his interview that he was rather upset about not being with the team.
Well, they said they were going to rotate players.
And-
I don't know if I'd take it personally.
Yeah, and it's also weird because, like, you've got the two goalies and Bedoya who are already predetermined that they were going to leave after the first round. And then the other three, so technically, like, the three players that got removed were Kellen Rowe, Dom Dwyer, and Christian Roldan. And everyone was disputing Kellen and Dom, but, like, everyone was like, oh, yeah, Christian is fine. It was also annoying to see that a lot of the people that are still in the squad had kind of terrible games, and Christian had a really solid game for his first start, and he did not get appreciated as much as he should be getting appreciated. He was solid, and Acosta had a lot of positioning issues, and no one was really doing him any favors, and he did really well. And I'm really proud of him, and I wish he hadn't gotten sent home. Because he wasn't one of the worst three players on that roster.
I don't think that was
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like the worst three players that got dropped. But I mean, I'm going to assume that for Christian, it kind of feels like that.
Sure.
When you get cut from a roster,
Right.
There's only really three people that got cut with you, and
Right.
like that's kind of upsetting.
Well, and a few of us had a conversation with Brad Evans about that in the World Cup, or maybe it was right after World Cup. And he was pretty blunt, as Brad Evans is, about it, but at the same time, he gets it, you know. I think at this point, Roldan's still pretty young. It's a new thing for him. I just sent Mark a funny tweet that I just retweeted already, so you can go look at that later.
This is why Mark usually stays off camera.
This is not why. There are other reasons.
One of the reasons.
Anyway, I had a comment and it's gone right
it.
now. So
You were going to say something about Brad Evans.
we're talking about Brad Evans. So talking about Roldan being bummed about it. Yeah, I think I can see that. This is where I ask you about practice.
Practice.
Yeah.
What about practice?
You know, like going to practice.
Oh, yeah.
Asking questions at practice. Allen Iverson at practice.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what that is. Or who,
Talking
if
about
that's
practice.
a person.
Look it up later.
Practice. So.
Allen.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been going to practice with SonarFeed recently, and
With SonarFeed?
Not SonarFeed. Sound or Heart. Why do they start with the same letter?
Sorry, Dave.
Sound or Heart. And I interviewed Will Bruin and Gustav Svensson, and it was kind of terrifying, but also pretty fun. Gustav seems completely uninterested when you ask him questions, which is kind of daunting. And
Is
Will,
he actually uninterested?
I don't know.
Or just
I feel like
looks
it's just Gustav. Like he
Yeah.
just kind of just is uninterested.
Can we take a second and talk about your Gustav 2 poll?
Oh yeah, it's a goose and it says Tav. It's kind of funny and ridiculous, and I don't know why I made it, but I kind of like it now. Goose Tav.
It's a goose. T-A-V.
Yeah, it's a picture of a goose.
Okay. I'm going to take Mark's phone away.
Is that like an Ann Coulter GoFundMe?
Is it $15 or $30?
$30 and she's only halfway.
Nice. Okay. Onwards.
And then Will Bruin is really tall, which is kind of rough to ask questions because he was like looking down at me, and I felt really short.
Was his arm bionic?
Are you in
No.
the gaggle where they're like everybody's kind of?
No,
doing
I was
this
doing
kind of
it
thing?
by myself.
Oh, okay.
So the first person I ever interviewed was Gustav, and they were giving like a wide media update about like Chad and Ozzy. So Dave didn't come with me; he like stayed with them. So I just got like pulled off, and they were like, "Here, ask Gustav questions," and I was like, "Huh, okay." But I did it, and it was great. I'm really bad at like asking follow-up questions, though. I'm like too like involved like in their answer and like what I'm gonna say, like what my next like question is, that I like don't like think of like I don't like take in what they're saying enough to be able to process it and like think of like a follow-up question that like makes them, Uncle Mark, what are you doing?
That's a great typo.
Mark. Okay. Go on with your your interaction with Gustav.
Yeah, so I don't remember what I was saying. Dang it, Uncle Mark.
We were talking
I'm gonna
about
take your phone away.
interviews that you were giving.
Yeah, I know that.
Will Bruin was tall.
Gustav was
Svensson
uninterested.
Was sort of uninterested. Anything else come out of that experience? Do you want to do it again?
Yeah. Practices are more fun with Jordan and Christian there, though, because then I get hugs. When they're not there, I don't get hugs. Sadness.
This is not.
What?
the outcome I was
What is even
expecting.
happening?
I wanted his phone. He's holding my hand.
Okay.
This is actually the second time in 24 hours that someone has tried to take Mark's phone away for something that he was doing that everyone knew he should stop doing. I will not comment on what it was yesterday.
Okay.
Anyway, back to bread.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got a lot going on. Right, so you're attending practice and you're like joking around with people in Sound or at Heart Slack, and you're asking questions to the players at practice, and you're going to Stanford for a program, and you're making all the 2 polls, and you're supporting in the section, and you're going to high school, and you're running multiple Jordan and Christian accounts on the internet.
When do you sleep?
Yeah.
I actually get a decent amount of sleep.
She does.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Because if I don't, everything goes downhill.
I went on a long trip with her, Sarah, and some others, and
If I don't sleep or eat a lot, then everything goes
You
downhill.
get
the
grouchy?
amazing,
Oh no, it's worse than that.
the amazing thing. So we went to Toronto together.
What's worse than grouchy?
No, it's
Puking in the
bad.
bathroom of an Airbnb.
Oh, I've heard about this.
I have it in Portland too.
It's like a trend.
It's like if I don't eat a full meal at 1 in the morning, then that's
I
what my
said
body
that.
decides to do.
And Kelly.
It's fine.
Those were it was Sarah,
Mark is kind of like
Brad,
that too.
only Kelly, and myself. I don't know how I ended up in that there. But yes, the amazing
Away
thing
trips
was-
are fun.
The amazing thing is you got
It's a light beer.
ridiculously sick,
I didn't
rallied,
sleep.
and then supported in extremely cold
Okay,
weather
I
for
couldn't-
120 after yakking like
Okay, I had no
couple hours
choice
before it.
because
amazing.
right before, I read Jordan's article, like
oh yeah
Players
Was it
Tribune
before?
article.
yeah,
it was like right
Yeah,
before.
it was right before.
And I read that, and then the Georgetown Morton Tuple was like laying on the ground of like the room because I didn't want to fold it so it would get all creasy. And so I was like, I can't back out now. Like I have to be there. I have to support Jordan and Christian. Like I can't let Jordan Morris down. So I went
You got,
and
some, you
supported
got
him.
some decent medicine from Liam,
Yeah.
and you seriously rallied for
Yeah.
120
I
minutes.
did
That
the same
was
thing in Portland in the
fantastic.
heat. It was fun.
How was the Denver airport? You didn't spend much time there.
I think I spent 18 hours of my 56-hour trip in the Denver
Wait, did you
airport on
guys head into
Toronto.
town?
No, we couldn't. It was like a $70
we talked about
Uber
this.
ride, and no one wanted to do that.
Yeah.
You could have rented a silver car for the day and driven around like ballers.
We did nothing but hang out.
I actually worked on my award-winning DECA project in the Denver airport because
So
I
you're saying
procrastinated and waited
something-
until the last minute.
Something came out of it that was good then.
And an MLS Cup.
You'll take it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You
So
know, you know what Toronto doesn't have in their trophy case?
anything.
Trophy.
Yeah.
It's just a case.
It's a hole in a wall. It's like a
So
case.
so we got through the weekend-ish. If Ugo was here, he'd want to talk to you about the Mexican national team. But we're not going to do that right now. Sorry, Ugo. Who, by the way, Ugo out tonight. He's out for a really great reason.
Great reason, yes.
He is. I don't care what your political slant is. He's out like
First
stepping
of all,
up for somebody
First
he
of all,
cares
he
about.
shouldn't have to be doing this.
No. So if you haven't heard, over the weekend, Ugo was out at a grocery store, shopping center kind of thing, and there's a group that's out trying to take away, or they're trying to get people to sign petitions about taking away sanctuary city status from Burien. And what's that? Yeah, the group doesn't all live here, or it's a national group that are
Funded
like
from
getting
outside.
funded elsewhere, and they're doing it through. And again, every party does this through unconventional means. They're not really saying we're trying to take this away. We're just saying make our town safe. Sign this petition.
They're
And
shitty people.
Because who wouldn't sign something that says we're trying to make our town safe?
Yep.
So anyway, he's literally walking around in a parking lot, and someone called him an illegal there.
Hugo.
So that has set Ugo off a little bit, and he
Yeah,
did the
rightfully
right
so.
thing. He's gone and literally like organized a bunch of people. They are literally made photocopies of the library of pamphlets about what this group is actually trying to do and why it's important for Burien to stand up for people who live there. So they went and they are speaking in front of the city council tonight. So as much as we all miss having Ugo here to talk smack about random things,
It's good he's out.
good for him
He
to hold
has-
his own.
Yeah. He's not at a Dave Matthews concert.
He is not.
Okay.
Wow.
Anyway, so shout out to Ugo. I had a point of this story and it's just gone.
There's something about the
It
Mexican
flew
national
out of
team.
my head. So we
I
have
can't
national
rant
team.
about the
So
U.S.
here
national
today,
team and their
Why do I
dumb
even come-
jerseys.
No, I don't want
We
to touch
could talk about the national team. Do you want to talk about national team jerseys?
Yeah,
you have a
it's my
strong
pet
opinion about
rant.
this?
Yeah, so you can buy a men's size women's national team or men's national team jersey, replica or authentic. You have any choice of jersey if you are a male and fit in that size. If you're a woman, you get a women's national team replica kit, and that's it. The Gold Cup jerseys only dropped in men's authentic, which I can't fit into even though I'm a very small human being. So yeah, I don't have a Gold Cup jersey because U.S. soccer's dumb and won't give me jerseys that fit. My Morris jersey is a men's jersey that's replica, so it's like a dress, but it works. And my DeAndre Yedlin jersey is a women's national team kit. Thanks, U.S. Soccer. I appreciate you.
So, again, no matter where you stand on this kind of argument, like at the end of the day, like honestly, it's not as cut and dry as everybody thinks it is. the companies making kits and the U.S. Soccer, among other organizations, I would say if you look at social media, not even just Twitter, are probably not meeting the needs of consumers when it comes to things. They're guesstimating what they should and should not be selling and not really grasping that there are people, and maybe it's not 10 million of something, but they're not really seeing that the people who are the most passionate about stuff.
They're more worried about bottom line.
Right.
It's
Which
just-
I understand, but like you
There's
kind of
gotta
missed
be
the boat.
there's gotta be enough women that support the men's national team for them to make one jersey in a women's size for the men's national team. There isn't one. Good point. They can also make them in more sizes.
Agreed.
Kits are rough.
We had like a 45-minute conversation about this subject
Yeah.
last time it came up.
So yeah, kits are always a problem, whether it's stars or just kits in general. They're just a problem. And it shouldn't be a problem, and it makes
We
me
should
mad.
go the Brazil route and just everybody gets the same number of stars on their kit, no matter what, women or men. It's more fun that way. Anyway,
I wouldn't have a problem with like having the women's national team kit, but then everyone at school is like, "Oh, nice Sydney LaRue jersey," and I'm like, "No, it's not. Thanks, but no." So it makes me mad.
so you have a strong opinion on the subject.
I do have a strong opinion on the subject. Just let me support Christian Roldan. Thanks.
Yes.
Like, period.
Yeah.
Done. All right, so let's talk about Wednesday.
Did you get
Wednesday.
more done?
Everyone keeps like asking me that, and I don't know because I can't decide. Like,
Someone liked your Daily Jordan Morris photo.
did I post today? Hold up, I gotta check that. I don't think I did.
Someone's
please.
creeping in your photos.
Pause, please.
This will be the
Please
whole
hold.
music.
I didn't. Okay, hold on. Let's pick out a Jordan Morris picture.
Does this mean I can check mine?
No.
I can't believe now we're gonna have that Ipanema song
Ipanema
stuck
song
in
stuck in your
everyone's
head.
head.
What was the one you had stuck in your head the other day?
That one.
Do you have the time?
I've never had that song stuck in my head.
Does somebody want to workshop a caption for me? This is the picture. Someone come up with a good caption because I hate captions.
You're just excited.
I can't write, so.
I know
Can I
that.
see it again? I mean, are you trying to be really pithy?
I don't care. It just needs to be a caption.
Because if you are, it's something like heads up.
Okay, that'll work.
I think here we go. Hold music.
Then I gotta find the soccer ball emoji. If you don't already, you should go follow Daily Jordan Morris on Instagram and Twitter. And for your Daily Jordan Morris
Emily
needs,
says post it on Twitter for a caption.
We already posted it.
it's already posted.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I don't
Wait
know.
till tomorrow.
Adam won't let me.
So anyway,
No
Okay, so there's that.
red.
Daily
it's
Jordan
about
Morris.
8:30.
I'm just
Yeah.
enforcing just standing up for Brett.
we probably
questions?
will go late because we always go late these days. And it's not dark, so who
I like
cares?
talking.
Well, then explain your.
Brett likes
hashtag.
talking. It was a joke. It was. You missed the. Never mind. Read into words a little more. Coog.
I can't read. He's
So let's ask questions.
Questions?
I have them all in front of me. You guys
Questions,
don't.
questions,
But I know that you
questions.
know some of the questions.
I've already
We're
answered
gonna
some of these.
let Adam
Have
go
you?
first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna
I was on the Christmas special.
Yeah.
That's right. Did you do? Okay, so then
I looked
You
really
answered the
small.
basic
well,
handful,
let's refresh the audience.
Okay.
Did you answer the question? Standard. Samoas,
Thin mints.
Thin Mints.
Thin Mints. What?
Bonka Mark. I actually started this debate at school because school is so incredibly boring that I got really bored and made my English class debate over which Girl Scout cookies were best. So that's how I spent one of my days
They
at
all
school.
voted for.
It was pretty split.
Trefoils?
No, it was split. Samoa's Thin Mints.
Because Thin.
It was like Twitter in real life.
Gen Zennials, I swear.
But I have a derail story here for a second. So
Shocking.
over 4th of July weekend, I went down to Oregon wine country, and the first what?
Brett doesn't approve.
Sorry, my bad.
Let's say it first.
So I was in McMinnville, and we're in this place, and it's basically like the hipster brunch place. It was amazing, ever. And we're sitting at the counter, just eating, and someone comes up to the counter and orders a gluten-free mimosa. Which, if you know what's in a mimosa, not a French 75, a mimosa, it's orange juice and a sparkling wine. So they order a gluten-free mimosa, and the counter just goes, they kind of smile, and they were like, gluten-free mimosa! And the person on the other end just goes, and they start making a gluten-free mimosa, and they were like, one gluten-free mimosa, $6.50 or whatever it was.
I would have charged them extra.
And the woman just turns around and just like walks away, and then the people at the counter are just like, and they handled it very well, because you don't embarrass a customer or whatever, but they were like, I've never been asked if I can have a gluten-free mimosa before.
Regular mimosas are $6.50, gluten-frees are $1 more.
We actually were joking about that. We were like, they should have charged $8 or whatever, like $2 more than the actual price of that product, and someone would have paid it.
That person is fired.
Did you see the tweet about this one?
Which tweet about that one?
You should ask me the question.
This one about what would your last meal and drink be if you were on death row?
Somebody, I think it was like Applebee's, they asked if they got the bottomless apps for their last meal, if they would never die. Because you just keep eating. It's bottomless.
That's fantastic. So what you're saying is,
I would get a bottomless app for...
So you would do Olive Garden breadsticks and salad. Guys,
that would actually be really good.
And also, could I get French fries for Ed Robin? And
I have to say though, if you're gonna do that, that's a good answer.
It's funny.
Having gone to like 5 fast food places, like in a row, like you just get one item from each, like your favorite whatever,
right,
and then eat all of that together, you can create some amazing meals by doing that. It's exhausting, and you probably use like 10 times the amount of gas that you should in creating that meal.
That's when Uber Eats comes in and
however,
just order.
That's like a $70 Postmates.
Right.
So your last meal.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Applebee's or OG breadsticks and salads, what would it be?
Probably like Italian food. Just a copious amount of pasta.
Okay.
I like pasta.
Mark.
Carb Group.
Carb Group.
Yeah, it's fitting.
What if you were on Death Row Records?
What?
All right, so big year 2.
I said last time.
That was the transaction.
I don't know.
I was hoping the transition I was hoping to make.
Transaction?
Sorry, I was thinking about something else. I was thinking about transactions and Death Row Records. Come on. Anyway, so last time, Big Year Tupac.
I didn't answer.
This time,
Have you done your research?
No.
She's like, I'm never going to get asked it. Oh, I am going to get asked this question.
Which is the one that sued the Jenners? The estate? Wasn't it one of them?
I actually think both of them have had sued who though?
The Jenners. Wasn't it one of them?
Question.
It was like recently. It's the thing that happened recently.
We could look it up.
Who sued the Jenners?
It's probably
I don't think
Tupac.
Oh, his estate sued.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go.
Not himself.
Jenner lawsuit.
Because that will result in no hit.
It was Tupac.
It
was Tupac.
Yeah.
So Tupac. Just because I think it's funny.
So because you don't like the Jenners?
No, I don't not like the Jenners. I just think it's funny.
All right. It's a fair answer. Mark, do you have a question?
I don't remember what any of the questions are.
Cool.
Oh, most recent book you read.
That was literally the question that I just picked. Anyway.
It was
I'm assuming it was probably.
It was for school.
June or July,
yeah, it was Chronicle of a Death Foretold by Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
They're dumping garbage out there just in case that's showing up on your ears.
Okay, so Chronicle of a Death Foretold, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I don't remember who translated the version I read. I read it for IBHL English Year 1. I'm doing my written assignment on it.
Literally like, I don't even. The only word I understood there was English.
Is that like international baccalaureate?
International baccalaureate, HL English, higher level English, year 1. I'm doing my written assignment on it. So,
Maybe.
it's a pretty good book. I would think like the book that I read for English this year that was my favorite would be God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. It weaves together past and present really well in a way that is uncommon and interesting. So I enjoyed that novel.
What do you read for fun?
I don't have time to read for fun. I'm reading for school instead.
Sleeping or posting as Jordan Morris.
And reading for school.
Or make tuples.
My reading time goes to school, so that's what I do.
Fair.
That is fair.
Or writing DJs, dialectical journals, for the books that I'm reading. It's like
I was really confused for a second there.
it's their 1-page literary analysis on like a quote from a chapter, and I usually have to do 2 per chapter, and it's usually a chapter a night, and so it takes a while.
I've been watching your progress through school, so that I know what to do in a few years as my kids start to get into high school, because I have no clue. Because my high school, I only did 1 year.
I mean,
Yeah.
back in the
I don't remember.
1880s,
I
high school
was
was super weird.
homeschooled. I was homeschooled from 2nd through 8th grade, so the transition into high school was fun. And then, so I was homeschooled for 2nd through 8th. I did like weird English. It was more like grammar based. And then in 9th grade, like my English teacher didn't really have us do any of like the typical like English stuff. So then when I got thrown into honors 10th grade English, it was insane because we started doing timed writes and dialectical journals and passage analysis. Timed writes, so 10th grade timed writes.
Something, but I want to know.
So 10th grade timed writes, it's at the end of a book. You get prompts and you have to prepare for them.
So like you just read Great Gatsby,
Yeah.
and you
get
30 minutes.
No, you get 10 prompts like a week before the final. And like the timed write, a week before the timed write. Usually they like.
It's like, why was
You have to
Jay-Z
prepare-
the right person to score that movie?
Yeah, it's like dumb questions. And then, so those are your prompts. And then, so you prepare for all 10 of those with quotes, just quotes. You can't have any analysis on your card. So you just have like a card full of quotes. Usually I do it in like 4-point font, and I bring a magnifying glass. No joke. And so then you have an hour, or usually like 50 minutes to write. Usually it's like 5-paragraph essay on that prompt. So you have to prepare for 10, and then usually you get like 4 on the like your actual like sheet for the timed write. You get like 4 prompts, and then you have to pick one. In IB English, you have paper 1s and paper 2s, and a paper 1 is a timed write on a piece of prose or poetry that you've never seen before. So it's just kind of like analyzing that piece, and then paper 2s are basically the same thing as 10th grade timed writes. It's fun.
Are you
School's
lost
changed
right
a
now?
lot.
Yeah.
English
But
is hard.
seriously,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
I learned how to make tacos in culinary.
Right, so I actually have a soccer-related question, a next game-related question, future games-related question for you, from the Flounders B team. They want to know, do you have any comments or concerns regarding the center back position with Marshall hurt, Torres unhappy, quote-unquote, and no great backups?
Allegedly.
In my opinion, Torres being unhappy literally does not matter for the team at this point, because it is his job and he is paid to play soccer at a high level. So he will play center back against DC at a high level, and that's what he will do. That is Ramon Torres' job. That is what Ramon Torres will be doing.
Wait, so you're saying that not like in a, that's your job, go do your job. You're saying it like that's what he's
That's
going
who
to
he
do because
is.
that's who he is.
Yes, and you are going to play center back, and you are going to do it well because everyone is counting on you to do that well.
Got it.
Okay, so the next question is...
And then
Boom, roasted.
Can J-Mo...
I believe Jordan cannot hula.
but why
I
is
bet
he
you
wearing
Christian
hula?
could. Christian could probably hula.
Who did that?
I don't know. Okay, but aside Roman, I think you'll either see. I think you'll see Brad slot in if Kelvin's fit.
Okay.
but I don't think Calvin will be fit, so I think you'll have Gustav partnering with Roman and see Brad at right back.
Got it. Okay.
So Emily wants to know if you were interested in studying abroad, where would you want to study abroad and why?
England, Germany, or Spain, for obvious reasons. Soccer.
So like soccer, tax benefits.
Yeah.
This joke will literally never get old, by the way.
I don't have any specific places that I want to go in England, but I'd probably end up in London because there's a lot of colleges around there that I would study at.
London.
If I went to Spain, I'd want to go to Barcelona, but I'm obviously not fluent in Catalan, so that might be difficult.
You don't need to speak it. If you can speak Catalan, it is very much better.
Yeah.
But everyone there speaks fluent Spanish.
And also, it's a lot more common to study in Madrid than it is Barcelona.
Yeah.
But FC Barcelona is better than Real Madrid.
Barcelona is a cooler town.
Yeah, and it seems better.
Yeah. Madrid's beautiful.
Yeah.
They are very different. Like,
Yeah,
you can tell
they're very
they're
different.
truly like different countries that are sort of the same country. Barcelona and Madrid were both beautiful. I would recommend seeing them both.
I would love to
Barcelona is a
somehow
cooler place.
make my way to working for FC Barcelona, but you never know. And then I'd want to go to Germany because their soccer's good, and it seems like their support is really good. And
Well, it's a different thing.
yeah, I think if I went abroad for an extensive period of time and then came back to Seattle, to the Sounders, I would really want to have a grasp for how European support works and how European soccer is run, so that I could come back and kind of bring the best parts of the Sounders with the best parts of other leagues,
Yeah.
the best parts of other teams, and so that I would be better for the club than if I had just grown up in MLS.
Right.
Because
It is good
MLS, it has its very MLS-y things
Well, and it's
that you need to
limitations,
learn, but
good and bad.
also there's a lot that can be learned from going
Right.
abroad.
Well, you also, you go elsewhere, you see some different things, whether you agree with them or not, they're going to change your perspective. So if you came back, you're like, oh, I could do this.
I don't think going abroad is ever going to be something it's detrimental to your learning
For sure.
experience.
Yeah, in really any space. So Hooch sent us a quote on the Twitters. Thanks for watching, Hooch. He sent us a quote from Megan Jasper from Sub Pop, which is, when you love something so much, you talk about it, you can't contain it. If you find something that you think is the greatest thing in the world, what teenager is quiet? There are none. And if I know Hooch, that's meant to be a very thoughtful comment. It's very interesting. Thank you. I don't know how much you pay attention to Seattle music scene and know about Sub Pop and origins and things like that, but it's a cool thing. And I sort of chuckled that he sent it because earlier you were talking about a couple different things early in the conversation, but Tuples and just players and like the energy you had was super cool, which is part of the reason we wanted you to be here tonight. Was just you care about stuff in a very different way than a lot of people do, and it's one thing to be like, I'm transactional with things. I got to use transactional. I did.
And you didn't do it
Improper.
wrongly.
It was actually okay before, but it was
Didn't
the wrong
make that
word.
much sense.
Yeah. So there are people though that are passionate about things and sort of dip in and out of it, and then there are others where it's like it becomes part of their identity and things like that, and that's something I would definitely say about you. And I think, frankly, the crowd that's in the bar tonight would say about you, and that's really cool.
So we're on the patio, Mom. We're not in the bar.
We are on the patio. Is there a comment about being in the bar?
No, I was just.
Okay.
So-
We are on the patio.
There's a question I would like to hear the answer to. It's actually a two-part answer. If you and Mark
I'm
had a
concerned.
Freaky Friday situation
I don't know what that is.
where you switched bodies,
Well, I
your
would.
brain went into his body,
That
what
movie
would each of
literally
you
came
do
out.
for a day?
That movie literally came out before she was born.
Both of them.
I would
Both of them.
not leave the house.
What would you do if you went back to high school?
I would, act-
Somebody in the audience wanted to know.
Mark
if you ever
literally thought about that for 30 seconds.
I would actually be good at painting Tuples.
laughed. Ooh, there you go.
You just get mad online.
Yell at Lick It on Twitter.
He deserved it.
I would park in the bike lane. Oh, I know what I would do. I would park in the bike lane.
Oh!
You set me up really well for that one. Thank you.
I'm never coming back.
That's amazing. Still not dark.
Oh, I'd also forget my ticket. How could I forget?
Damn. Fire is happening.
You would tank.
So
Your mom.
your mom said we would tank your GPA.
Thank you, Mother. It's true, though.
Actually accurate. Who's it that wants to know? Billy wants to know, how many total hours have you put into making tuples? Just your own tuples, let alone any time you've spent helping others.
I think the first Georgetown one was probably 20 hours. The second one was it's probably the same. Herc's took me a while. I was up pretty late into the night doing that one.
That was such a good one, though.
Yeah,
You sent that home with him, didn't you?
I still have it. Yeah, I never know what to do with tuples, like when they like either leave or it's like not appropriate, because like my Brad tuple that's a Swiss Army knife is Captain Brad, which was fine when he was captain, but now he's not captain, so like it's awkward, like I don't use it anymore.
Just get like a red pen in the red like former in the corner.
Yeah.
But just FMR dot.
Assistant to the captain.
No. You do realize you could just walk up to the railing and be like, "Hey, Alex Caulfield, can you give this to player
But
X?"
I
And they
don't
would just do it.
Okay, but the thing is,
Stop talking.
okay, one time though, Jordan came over to sign a tuple. I don't remember. It was the first Georgetown Morton one, and he like sent Jordan away, and I stopped him, and I was like, "You see this tuple, right? I need Jordan to sign it." He was coming over to sign it, and he got detoured. You need to bring him back to me. And he was like, "I'll see what I can do." And I was like, "Yes, you're bringing him back." And then he brought him back.
So what you're
thanks,
saying
Alex.
is when you're
He follows
Alex's
Daily
boss
Jordan Morris.
in a few years, this will be easier. Yeah. The confidence is amazing.
So I've spent a lot of hours on tuples, especially because like even before, like I have to like come up with them, and then I have to like draw them, and then you have to get the fabric and paint ready, and then I have to set it all up with either the projector or like how I was doing it with like the stencil, and then you've got to actually like draw it and then paint. And usually I've been using acrylic paint and a textile medium, and then mixing all of my own colors, so it takes a decent amount of time to get everything right. So it's a lot of time.
Your level of detail is so good.
I want my tuples to be like
Grandma.
good from like really far away, so like when the players see them, I want it to look good.
Yeah.
But then when you like look it up close, I also want it to be like good. So I try to make my designs so that it has elements that are available to the players, and then when you get close up, you see more of it.
Yeah.
So that it's visible from both perspectives, which sometimes I don't get it right. Like I have the 1-800 Shoe Bling one, that's the Drake cover. But there's too much writing, even though it's like the perfect like cover. There's too much writing on it, so you can't see it from far away. But there's like a really nice picture of it that the Sounders took. That's like it looks really good, but on the field
should show that
it's
to
not.
Susanna. Do you know Susanna Roscoe? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should show that to her.
I think she's seen it.
Is that the one that Derek thought was a sponsor?
Yeah.
Tuple?
Yeah, I wasn't holding it.
I love that.
It's amazing. So, what's your favorite pair of shoes? that you own? Current showing.
Adidas Superstars. They're very versatile. And then Converse. That's really all I wear. They're very versatile. You can wear them with dresses and sweats and jeans and pretty much everything. So that's my go-to-school shoe. And going to SonarFeed shoe.
What are your favorite sandal combination?
None? I mean, like, you can get it, like, I guess you can get away with it if you're, like, if you're wearing, like, a very trendy outfit and you do, like, the very, like, expensive socks with the very expensive Birkenstocks and it's, like, a look, then you can get away with it. But if you're just, like, wearing it, you don't do it.
You need to stop, is what you're saying.
Or if you're, like, Marshawn Lynch and you're, like, wearing slides, like, that's fine. Whatever. Do your own thing. But besides that...
You could have just stopped with, or if you're Marshawn Lynch.
Right.
Do what you want.
Super cool at that point. So, Mark probably has a question.
Do you have a question on the Mark?
It's like I'm just looking at something else on the internet.
Pretty much.
Ready? What advice would you give 2007 Brett right now?
7-year-old Brett.
You are not going to make it into the Olympics. Sucks, but you'll be okay.
That's not really advice.
Don't
It is
yourself.
advice.
That's like you're
because,
telling
like,
the future.
Well,
I
yeah,
should
because my entire thing was like, I want to be a gymnast, and I want to go to the Olympics, and then I want to do college gymnastics, and I wanted to go to University of Georgia, and I wanted to be a college gymnast. So that was like my entire like life plan at age 7. So
That's actually
knowing
more
that-
of a life plan than some of us have had at like age 37.
knowing that I wouldn't become an Olympic gymnast and I'm not going to end up going to
Hey, Mark.
Guilty.
Georgia for gymnastics is fun.
I mean, not the gymnastics part, obviously. But
It would be helpful. What's going on?
Great mascot, though. Ooga.
you've
Oh.
been to Athens.
Yes.
Aren't they the Bulldogs?
Good music town.
Yeah.
The dog.
What's the theater
actual
there?
mascot? I can't remember. Isn't that where
Handsome
R.E.M.'s
Dan.
I think so.
It's not. It's not Handsome Dan, but that's all I can think about of mascot dogs is Handsome
from?
Dan.
Straight there.
It's Zach Brown band too.
What?
So,
Athens, Georgia.
Oh.
words or phrases that you currently overuse.
Oh boy. There's so many, and now I can't think of any of them.
Like I'm sure you can come up with.
Mad Online. I say Mad Online too often.
That online is a good one, though.
Don't at me. I say that in real life.
People who don't do Twitter are like,
Yeah, they literally have no idea. I'm like, okay.
Girl, bye.
By the way, the fact that Adam got up to leave and took his phone is so
Smart.
telling. It's not even funny.
As I was walking, I was like,
You literally just grabbed it on the way out.
The easiest way to end up with 800 selfies.
My
on
question
your phone.
was, but actually, I thought of a question.
I only took one on Emily and on Emily's phone at S2, and she should be very
What was your
grateful.
favorite-
I had like
favorite Snapchat
400
selfie?
taken
Yes.
by you.
That's why-
At AGC, Auburn Gymnastics Center, during break, during the summer, we would take each other's phones when they would go like get food or like go to the bathroom, and we would fill up their storage with selfies, and it was like a daily occurrence. So
I think I still have them on my phone. It's like you and like Mark and like Kayla.
The best part is
no,
if you,
no.
if you
I'm just gonna
forget
take
to
one.
check, and then it just all syncs to your iCloud.
I don't do that.
I look cute. There you go.
Like 78 pictures of bread. Anyway,
So yeah, that's been a
I'll
long
post them
thing.
on Daily Bread. That's probably
Sarah
how
already
it is.
started that.
Oh God. Why does this not surprise me at all? Talk to me about talk to us about music that you like.
Music.
Do you care about music?
I am always listening to music.
Okay. So like favorite 3 bands right now.
Right now, you're gonna go with Lord.
Lord, same.
New album's very good. Harry Styles' new album was very, very, very great.
That's what Mark listens to like, daily.
Not daily, but I do.
see.
I like hers.
I was on a Bastille kick a little while ago.
Bastille's good.
Yeah.
They're overrated.
You're overrated.
They should have just been one and done.
Whatever.
I like Vance Joy. Coin is good. Cold War Quids.
Cold War Kids.
Quids.
That's,
Don't be
no,
a-
that's the English
Cold
version.
War Quids.
I can speak.
See, if you go to London, you could say Cold War quids, and people would actually know what you were talking about. They'd be like, I have some of those left at home.
I need a new Panic at the Disco album, but that's
By the
about
way,
it.
that's Panic!
At the Disco.
There's an audience member question.
Audience question.
Have your friends at school treat your soccer if she has any left?
So, off camera, Grandma asks how Bread's friends at school treat her, or like, you know, take on your soccer addiction with you. She used the word addiction, not me.
Like my best friends, like there's like 3 of them that I talked about it enough that they have like a grasp of it. And I went to
Do they follow you on Twitter?
No. There's only like 3 people from my school that follow me on Twitter.
That's super weird.
Yeah.
Do they know that you were like
CEO?
No. There's one of them that follows me on Twitter that I sat by in chem all year, and so he likes the Mexican national team and I think like Chivas. So we would talk about soccer, but he's like the only person I talk to soccer about like at school. My like best friends, they've gotten a good enough knowledge from me just ranting while they don't even care, but they now know because I've just talked about it so much. I went on a college visit with one of my friends, and we went to Subway, and we got those cups that have like the sounders on them, and she goes, "Look, it's Dad Marshall," and I was like, "I've done my job." So yeah,
I can retire?
I probably
Literally could just be done and go home.
I just talk about it, and I know that they don't care and that they aren't listening and that they don't know what I'm talking about, but I just talk anyways. It's fine.
So earlier today on Twitter, you were commenting about your eyebrows. Mm-hmm. What was that about?
They're slightly uneven. Like the arch is different, and it's bothering me. And I couldn't get it to do it right. But
Mark literally every Monday texts me, and he's like, "My eyebrows are just out of control."
Basically.
And we literally stop at Fred Meyer every Monday and buy tweezers.
Because I always forget them.
Just outside of town. It's amazing. Anyway.
Is it because it's outside of town because it's on the other side of the road?
Mm-hmm.
On Rainier?
Yeah. That is technically outside of town. Quick math, sir. Quick math.
I don't do math either.
Anyway.
Math, reading.
I love how
Writing.
Mark's contribution is like he randomly dips in and out of the show between texts.
great job, Uncle Mark.
Snapchats
Following the
with
Mariners.
He's doing really well.
foreign countries. What's a mariner?
Congrats, baseball.
Sports ball.
Baseball.
Most boring sport ever.
I think I've been to one Mariners game, and Roger Levesque was in the row behind me, so
It was alright.
soccer follows me around.
Was he on his phone the whole time?
I don't know, I wasn't turning around and watching him the whole game.
Why not?
Because that's weird.
I mean, it would actually be weird, but amusing.
And very weird.
All right. Favorite taco?
I always have a bad answer for this because, like, hi, Mom. My mom doesn't eat spicy food, even if it's, like, barely spicy. So we don't usually, like, go get, like, Mexican that much. It's not, like, a thing that we do.
Are you guys like an old El Paso family?
What's that?
Like you get the pre-made taco kits?
Yeah.
Yeah, with,
like the
hard
like the mix,
shells
not the
that
hard
don't
shells. Hard
exist.
shells are nasty.
For
Soft
some
shell.
reason, people eat them though.
I don't know why.
No one knows.
Yeah, we usually
I
do
ate
like the
them for, like,
taco
half my
seasoning
life.
with
They're
like the
great for
brown
candy.
ground beef.
And
That's
then
usually
I
our
went out
tacos.
one day on my own and purchased tacos, and I was like, "What are these devices that
Yeah.
replace tacos?
They're
These
great
are
for
real
camping.
tacos.
They're great for camping.
They're great for everything."
Yeah, so my tacos are very boring. It's usually like the ground beef with the taco seasoning
If
and like
you
some
were to,
lettuce
like,
and
go to a
cheese
taco
and salsa.
stand right now,
We're committing
what would you
Hugo
get?
right now.
It's like the little ones, but like
Street
Street
tacos.
tacos.
yeah,
But
I
what
like
kind of-
those.
What would you have in it?
I don't know whatever goes in tacos.
Like, do you want like beef, chicken, pork,
I think
fish?
usually like
Spicy
beef.
pork.
I think I've had like
Fish
street tacos
tacos.
like twice. No,
Beef tongue.
no,
Cabeza?
no. I think like just like beef, normal beef.
So like,
Ground beef.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was very
There's
tasty.
another question.
No, Lisa.
Club or country for Jordan Morris?
Club,
Club.
or country for Jordan Morris.
Club.
She softly
The-
says
yeah.
club.
Yeah.
Are you like 80% club?
I just want what's best for Jordan Morris. So like,
So
I would personally
You're
love.
gonna work in public relations.
So what you're saying is he needs. So what you're saying
As
is he
someone
needs,
that works in public relations.
he needs to move off of Mercer Island.
No.
Do you know how much money
it's really
he saves
like
by not paying rent?
Yeah.
I don't know, but bang on the
I want
table.
Jordan Morris to do whatever's best for Jordan Morris. Like, I would love for him to be a sounder for, like, all of his life and never leave us ever. But, like, if that's not what's best for Jordan Morris, then I want what's best for Jordan Morris.
Who do you think will be on the Sounders in 2020?
Kovar?
Just wait. Yedlin or Morris?
2020? That's
Brett will
only...
be a junior.
That's only 3 years.
Yeah, that's enough time for us to have given
Your
up
mom
a
says
player
you're
and then
obsessed
bought them
with
back
Chipotle.
for some random amount of money.
I'd say Jordan.
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 Okay.
I think DeAndre's doing really well in England, and he seems to
be
like...
loving it.
Yeah, he seems to really like it, so...
Your mom said that you're obsessed with Chipotle.
Oh, I do like Chipotle, but that's not a taco.
No, it's a
You
restaurant.
can get
They
tacos
sell
there.
tacos there.
I get the
though.
bowl.
Burrito bowl.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the best.
You would see this because you pay attention to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the discussion the other day about the person who asked them to separate all their ingredients at Chipotle?
Yes, give them in little.
That's
little
my friend
Really
Josh.
dumb.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, he's actually a good friend of mine. So a former client
I
who
don't-
used to live in Texas, and he did it, and literally the internet just destroyed him for like 3 days. And he's like,
I understand the
"I just live
reasoning
50
behind
miles
it,
away,
but
and I wanted my kids to have not gross tacos. Sorry."
what I think would be the
I know,
better, I think the better way to do it is like ask them for 2 bowls, put the cold ingredients in one and the hot ingredients in the other, and then when you get back, you warm up your hot ingredients, put them in the cold ingredients, and
It's
you're good to
like-
go.
it's like
It's less
when you
dramatic
get-
than having tiny cups of
It's
ingredients.
like when you get pho, right? You get if you get it to go.
Yeah.
You get the liquid ingredients in a thing, and you get the dry ingredients in another thing.
But you can do that without getting everything in an individual cup.
Right. I get that. I still liked it.
What would be, if you do karaoke, what would your go-to karaoke song be?
I don't know.
If you were to sing a song alone in your car
On
on
the
your
way
way
home.
home tonight, what would it be?
I don't know. It depends what I decided to
Is it gonna
grab
be-
from Spotify.
Wow. Why are you being so difficile?
I don't know. I don't have a song. I currently keep listening to Bad Liar Selena Gomez on repeat, so we can go with that. Jordan's celebrity crush is Selena Gomez. Those are 2 non-related things.
What did
Just
you
statements.
think about Kesha and Selena Gomez both dropping songs not on New Music Friday last week?
I don't know. I don't have
You
an
don't care?
opinion on that. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I just was curious.
My favorite though is who was it? Oh, when Taylor Swift made all of her music on Spotify the same night of Katy Perry's album release. Now that's some tea.
Damn. Adam is like, I got so many things and yet nothing all at the same
I was
time.
actually thinking your thoughts on the new S2 player.
New S2 player, Azriel. It was actually, I knew about it last Tuesday because he tweeted about it, but then deleted it because it wasn't final and the club made him delete it. So, yeah, I think that's not how you spell his
I know.
name.
I'm
Oh,
just,
okay.
just
It's
gonna do something
what?
funny.
Yeah, I think it's good.
So if no one does this, they are missing out.
That's what I thought of right away was Azriel.
So like Smurfs.
Do you know what the Smurfs are?
I do know what the Smurfs are.
San Jose.
So Gargamel on the Smurfs.
I don't know what that is, but
He's the
keep
bad
going.
guy.
what that is.
Right?
Oh,
So-
the weird guy. Okay, yeah.
So this is like 80s
His cat?
Smurfs. This,
Okay.
Yeah, so his cat was named Azrael.
I was negative 20 years old. So.
I know, but like Azrael was actually maybe the only redeeming quality of the entire Smurfs card.
I do like that cat. It may end up on a
you
2-pole.
replace every third word with Smurf. But this cat is like, "Meow," and he's taller than everyone on the show
How does that
except
go?
Gargamel.
How does that go?
I could literally do this all day.
That might end up on a
Anyway,
2-pole.
so someone needs
I'll put it on the
to
list.
figure that out.
It's going on the list.
She needs to go watch this.
Old Smurfs show.
Oh,
Old
so
Smurfs.
back on Azrael. I think it's a good signing.
Do you have like a massive list of 2-poles? She actually has a massive list of 2 bowls.
It doesn't surprise me.
Like at all, right?
Question for you while she's searching. Smurfs or Feigl?
She actually has folders.
What?
The Deezer.
Oh, of Jordan and Christian?
No, I know.
Let's see what I'm at.
Doozers.
Doozers, yeah.
Yeah.
So Google Photos separates your pictures by people's faces. So I have 986 pictures of Jordan Morris and 422 pictures of Christian Roldan. So there you go.
And how many pictures of you?
Oh.
12.
Oh,
It's honestly not that.
what's your favorite Snapchat filter?
It's always got to be the dog one. Okay, but the hot dog's funny.
The hot dog is hilarious.
The hot dog is funny.
Like
I'm
the
still a fan
thing,
of the miles
the
per
thing
hour.
that's saving.
Especially when you're just sitting there.
The thing.
You're on an airplane
Yeah,
and it's like
500.
504. Anyway, it's the hot dog.
I have
Right?
500 pictures of myself.
Did you make
apparently.
us a
The hot
sonar
dog.
feed?
No,
Snapchat
I don't.
filter?
The hot dog is like saving Snapchat, which is kind of funny.
It actually
Like
is.
it's the dancing hot dog.
Did you see Rachel Bananas post the other
No.
day with her dog?
No.
That was hilarious.
I think I blocked her on the internet.
So,
Too many.
a little while ago we had a discussion. Why do you like the Snapchat camera versus the iPhone selfie camera, which actually reverses you to be?
Why do you use VSCO cam? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, the iPhone camera when it flips you, it makes me look weird, especially with glasses. Like I feel like it's just weird, especially with glasses. Like without glasses, I never really noticed
But that's
it.
what you look like.
I know, but I don't like it.
Okay.
Snapchat's better.
I found that.
And like the
that's
Snapchat
fascinating.
camera just seems worse, which makes my face look better. So
The
the
same
Did you just say it makes you look weird?
camera
iPhone camera makes me look weird.
Yeah.
because it flips her just accurate.
See, I always
That's
say
a
the
good
same
quote.
thing, but
I
then
take good
realize I just look
selfies.
weird.
I'm not
Don't
saying
trash
you
the
don't take good
selfies.
selfies. I find it was the psychological process that I find interesting.
All right. Anyway, any more questions in the house? Max Aquino?
What's that wonderful cologne you're wearing, Tom?
It's called This Beer.
That's a beautiful cologne. It's a great smell on you. I got nothing. Sorry.
That's
Shocking.
the corporate overlord you can trust.
Has nothing.
Oh,
Max
can I
Aquino.
tell a really funny story really fast?
No.
I mean,
We're not talking about the pool party.
It has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
With just what Tom just said.
You know that we're on the air right now,
I
right?
know,
We're on the
I've got
air.
a story.
How long of a story is it?
About 20 seconds.
Why don't you just come over here?
In Max Talk, that's 3 minutes.
This is going to be like an hour, so tune in, SonarFeed.
So through Pub League, I sponsored for several seasons, and I always use the phrase "the corporate overlord you could trust" in terms of Max Aquino photography, which, you know, I don't actually make any money off this stuff usually. So the funny thing is I invested in Prost's upcoming book. Just gonna throw that one out there. You should buy it. But when they asked me for my ad, I threw in Max Aquino photography, the corporate overlord you can trust, and they approved it. So that's going to be published in a book. That's all I got.
The end.
The internet is the worst and the best.
I quit. Life.
Anyway, so do you have any? We have a couple things we're going to want to talk about for a second before we end tonight. But do you have anything you want to ask us, or ask the group, or ask the internet to do?
My what? Oh, Twitter rules. Yeah. There's 2 Twitter rules, and you can take them or leave them, but don't tag players in someone else's tweet that they didn't tag the players in. So if they're talking about a player, don't bring the player into the conversation because they're probably left out of it for a reason. And then the second rule is don't @ players and be mean to them in any circumstance. It's just rude. Like, there's no point. That's all I have.
Is this guy really singing I Ride My Bicycle?
And he's not really good at it.
Well, that's par for the course.
We're doing I'm on a boat.
Lisa
Question.
has a question.
If prestige didn't matter and you only went to a college,
Prestige worldwide?
no. And you picked college because it had the things you wanted in it, what would be the Sounders that you picked, and where would you go?
Washington State.
Okay, so if prestige didn't matter, and you, if prestige didn't matter, what are the other factors that would go into you picking a school and why?
Location. So,
So you're a real estate agent. Location.
location.
Pullman is nice this time of year.
No.
No, it is
It
not.
would have to be around something
Anytime.
like a big city and something that I can like
So you're saying
intern
it's
at.
civilization.
Yeah. So like currently on the list, Seattle, Chicago, and New York. Because in
Sorry,
Chicago.
Arizona State.
In Chicago, you've got U.S. Soccer and NWSL. New York has MLS and FC Barcelona and copious other amounts of things. And Seattle's the Sounders. So
And NWSL.
what?
And NWSL.
Yeah. And other than location, I prefer like a smaller school, but I don't. It's kind of whatever on that point. And then obviously, like, is their academics good? Like, if they don't have good academics, like, that's what I'm going to college for. So I might as well get very good learned while I'm at college. So
But you could just go and have like an 8.0 compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
yeah,
Valedictorian at
Like,
Tacoma
why?
Community College.
yeah.
So academics are important. Location is important. And even within location, there's just stuff that's important to you. So you do like the urban kind of thing a little
Yeah.
bit more than you would like just great school that's in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Stanford's the exception,
Okay.
not the rule.
Would you consider going to undergraduate outside of the United States?
Not undergrad, but definitely my MBA. I would consider going.
Your 9th MBA?
Yeah, I would consider going out of the country for that.
You'll have 9 MBAs and still be younger than Mark is right now.
Amazing.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Eileen has a question.
I do actually have
just touched
a
the
minor
microphone with my
in
face.
sports management,
My
though,
question is, since you just started traveling
And music.
and you're first traveling
and psychology.
to Toronto, right? If you could choose any other place you want to see or want to go to, what would it be?
So like,
Other stadium?
Other stadium.
Tom, can you say the
So
question?
the first half of that question doesn't have anything to do with anything.
No.
If you could choose a place that you would travel to again, or
for
next,
with Sounders, does
with,
it have?
with Sounders, what would it be?
What would be your first?
It's Houston, right?
It would either probably be NYCFC or LA Galaxy, because I want to go
Interesting.
to New York just to see it, and I like LA. It's fun. It also has lemonade, and I really like that restaurant. So
You could just connect in LAX and go to Lemonade, though. You don't
Yeah.
actually have to stay there. Oh my gosh, the Jorston Morgan account.
is it you?
No, it is not me. It is not me.
Said, I didn't mean to create this account, and I hope Bread doesn't beat me up.
Who are they?
I'm trying to delete.
So you should respond to it and
This
say,
is
I will take this
amazing.
account off your hands.
Who
Let's
are they?
Slide into my DMs. That is wonderful.
Okay, now there's an at Georgetown, an at Georgetown Morden, an at Georgetown _ Morden.
I'm the underscore.
Who's
Literally
at
all
Georgetown?
of these are your sister.
Right.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
See, it turned out really good.
Are you guys
Okay.
tweeting at each other?
I
Look how
quoted them
excited
with
you are.
who are you?
An hour ago, Georgetown said, "Hi, who are you?" to Georgetown Morton.
I'm not sure what's going on inside, but it's not
It's
good.
Adele, I think.
No,
Seriously, everything got
I'm sure
I have
that's where
so
we're
many
supposed to be.
questions. Okay, what are my other questions to answer
And
that
is
aren't
his
on
only
the
tweet.
Oh
internet?
There are like 87 questions still.
Okay,
that you
keep
have to
asking me
talk
questions. I
about.
like to talk.
What's something that you believe that other people think is crazy? that isn't about Jorston Morden?
I was gonna say.
That's in parentheses. It could be about one or the other of them, but not together.
Wait, what was the question again?
What's something you believe that other people think is crazy?
I don't know.
It could be that, like, you think French fries can fly. It could be anything.
I don't think French fries can fly. I'm just
Thank
going to clear that
goodness,
up.
Because they cannot fly.
But
Why
hot dogs
not?
can dance. Wow.
I mean, they can fly if you throw them at Uncle Mark's face hard enough.
Winner. No, seriously. What's something you believe that other people think is crazy? And this could be like, I think that people under 20 will go to Mars. Like it could be anything.
Mars.
Just that Mars exists. You think that's
Is it even?
Yeah,
a
Mars.
planet?
Mars
Is it a
exists.
real planet?
Pluto's a planet.
Do you believe that the planet is flat? Good, then you cannot be on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So you don't have anything? You got nothing?
I don't think so. Eileen
You
said
don't
she has
believe
something, and I'm really
any-
curious for what it is. Eileen, what were
Eileen
you
has
hinting
something?
at? What were you hinting at for this question? I can't think of anything.
If you have to look it up, it doesn't count.
I don't
If
know.
you were to sing an Adele song, which song would it not be, and why is it?
It's
Hello.
probably this one.
I'm just gonna lose it right now. I can tell it's coming. Best thing that you've purchased that was under $100 recently.
Oh God.
I'm gonna say
And why is
My-
it noise canceling headphones?
probably my Rave Green rolled on jersey with a star.
There you go.
Hey, you know what?
And why?
You know what happened? You were there
Rave
during
Green.
that time.
I really like Rave Green because it's just great. 2, Christian Roldan is my favorite human being. 3,
Like of all human beings?
probably. And then 3, I have my star, which I fought for and made a big deal. I don't know if anything that I yelled about on the internet or at Garth mattered, but
It did matter. I was there that day. And
I also heard like Christian afterwards. Somebody was like talking to him about me that I didn't know about my question, and he like turned and saw me and was like, "Yeah, that's a really good point. I never knew about that, but now we're gonna change that." And I was
well,
like,
that's a weird
"See
thing
you."
because the players don't know about
Yeah.
all that stuff. They have other things to do, like
Yeah.
play soccer.
Play soccer.
Favorite soccer player not on the Sounders, not even former Sounder, just favorite other soccer player.
Neymar.
Neymar.
Ooh,
Why?
yeah.
So 2014
It's the hair,
World
right?
Cup
It's the
was my
hairstyles.
first like soccer like venture outside of Sounders.
Yep.
Definitely the hair. He was adorable in 2014. Also like the injury thing kind of like struck a chord. I was like, dude, I feel you.
It's a back injury, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, he's faking it, blah blah blah. And I was like, honey, he's not faking it. You don't fake injuries.
So-
If you're an athlete that really wants to play, you don't fake injuries. You play through them.
So 2014 World Cup.
Yeah.
so right around now, so about a month ago, 3 years ago. How did you experience World Cup? Were you watching it at home? Were you with friends?
I was watching it at home, usually by myself, just kind of chilling.
So, like, how did that go over at home? Was your family like, why are you watching all these soccer games?
Not really. Like my parents weren't into soccer. I mean, they're getting into it now. They like
Yeah.
weren't into soccer then.
So the games were what, morning here? So like 9,
Yeah.
12, and 3 or something like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like how did that work?
I was in Barcelona, so the time
That's fun.
was weird, but it was really late.
I
at
know
night.
I would watch games after I got home from practice.
Okay.
And I know one day I skipped practice and watched it all day. And on the weekends I would watch it all day.
It was like 8 or 9 o'clock, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I know.
So you just parked it.
Yeah, usually when I wasn't at practice, because in summer practice, I think it started at 8:30, and then got off at like, I want to say like 3, and then 3 days a week I would have an additional like 3 hours afterwards.
Yeah.
So I was there for a long time. So when I wasn't at the gym, then I would watch the World Cup. That was my summer.
Okay. So that's what you did.
Yeah,
You just
that
sank
was my thing.
any free time you had into the World Cup.
I would be like so dead after practice that there wouldn't be anything else to do anyways. So
So and other than Neymar, what else jumped out at you from World Cup that year? What was interesting?
I think just like the scale of like everyone was watching the World Cup. Like it was everywhere. Like
Yeah.
that's what people were doing is they were watching the World Cup. And it's funny to like look back on it now because I know like Josie got hurt and I was like, oh no, what is the U.S. going to do without Josie Altidore? And now I'm like, Josie Altidore can go away, which is kind of funny because like I was like, oh no, Josie Altidore, but now I'm.
So you're saying you have a strong opinion about Josie Altidore?
Yeah, I don't really like Josie Altidore, but he's nice to Christian and he helped him with the national team. So thank you, Josie Altidore, for that. But other than that, you're dumb.
Wow. You just boiled it down right there. You're dumb.
Yeah.
He's probably watching right now, and he's like,
probably Jorston Mortis.
I hope Brett doesn't beat me up. So total non sequitur. Historical figure that you identify with.
I don't know.
Do you care about history?
Yeah.
You could say
I mean, like, I like history, but it's not, like, my, like, favorite thing.
All right, so we'll derail this for a second.
Okay.
Who would your favorite person, living or dead, be that you got to hang out in a bouncy house with?
Wait, what?
Like a bouncy house. You know, bounce house?
So I had to hang out with them in a bouncy house?
Yeah, like if you were going to hang, they don't have to be a dead body in the bounce house. But like, ooh,
A reanimated dead body.
It could be like Hammurabi, and you'd be like, me
Justin
and Hammurabi are in the bounce house, and Hammurabi's like, that person just poked a hole in it, and he's very eye for an eye, and he would poke a hole in that person for poking a hole in the bounce house, because Hammurabi, duh. But like, any person ever,
Any person ever in a bounce
you
house?
in a bounce house. You could pick 10 people, it doesn't matter, but it just has to be in a bounce house.
House? Clint Dempsey in a bounce house?
There is no cheating with
No,
help
they
from
weren't even
people.
talking about that. They were talking about something else, but I think Clint Dempsey in a bounce house would be really
Clint Dempsey.
funny.
That would be
Bounce
pretty
house.
rad.
Wow, what'd you say?
That'd be pretty rad.
There's just
I
so
would-
many
I would-
people that like Brian Schmetzer in a bouncy house. Like that would be funny.
That would actually be really funny.
Like, that would be
Ramon
funny.
Torres
Ramon Torres in
in
a
a
bouncy,
bouncy
house.
house.
Bunny hopping in a bouncy house. There are so many good options. You can really put anyone in a bouncy house and it's funny. Like anybody in a bouncy house is funny.
Your sister wants to know if Jorston Morden is actual Jorston Morden.
I would be more inclined
That
to
would
think.
actually be super funny.
I would be if Christian was still with Jordan at Gold Cup and they were really bored. I would be more inclined to think that that was what it was. But since they're
Why would you give up the
separate-
microphone?
I still have a microphone. I didn't
So-
give up a microphone.
Scoot over! We've been on the show long enough that only... You got a beer? What just happened?
I mean, if you're going to leave
we're
it
at a-
here.
Anyway,
Restaurant.
whatever just happened to the camera over there, it's kind of out of focus. Anyway,
It is.
we've been on the show long enough that the two people with production capability
Had to
have
be-
gone to the bathroom now.
Each
Our
one.
guest is like, whatever, you losers.
She had a mug of water.
Yeah, well, she drinks like a normal human.
Oh, camera.
True.
I can't believe you,
You
moved
can't
the
see my
camera out of
beautiful
focus.
face.
There it goes.
Anyway,
Fixed it.
It's better be
fixed
good.
it.
Oh,
Don't
you
ruin
broke
this
it.
song.
All right.
Don't
so,
ruin this song karaoke.
Bread. Where's bread come from?
Bread comes from my dad. One time was talking to my mom about where they wanted to eat dinner. Like, did they want to eat it in the dining room or did they want to eat it in the kitchen with bread? I was sitting in the kitchen, really confused. Thought my dad called me bread. He denies it. Still think he calls me bread. I made the mistake of tweeting about it, and then Twitter kind of was like, "You're bread now." And then I just made it my display name. And then I think there's a decent amount of people that like don't know what my actual name is. That they
I
just know that
agree
my
with
name
that.
is bread, which is kind of funny.
I would actually say there's probably someone in this room right now, and by room I mean this outdoor balcony thing, that thought that your name was bread.
Also called a patio.
Also, you told a television commentator that your name was bread.
Yes.
And that you made 2 polls for a living.
Okay,
On the
well,
fly.
okay, well, everyone knows me
away
as
for
Bread,
2
so I wasn't gonna
minutes.
be like, yeah, I'm Beth. It wouldn't be as dramatic as a thing. And then for like, what do you do for a living? I didn't want to be like, oh, I go to high school. Like that's boring. So I make tuples. I'm Bread and I make tuples.
Who made them talk to you?
Oh yeah, it was Eileen that made me talk to them because they tried to talk to a dude that was next to me and he was like not having it. And then they tried to talk to Eileen and she was like, no. So then it was me. He like wouldn't talk to me at first and I like poked him and was like, hey, I'm here.
We have lights.
Yeah.
Do you have any producers?
We don't have any producers. Oh, that works.
Stop moving it, producers.
You got us back in
one.
and it's gone.
Around and around and around we go.
Do you speak any languages?
I
Besides
have 2
English?
years of
Besides English.
Spanish. Round and around.
2 years of Spanish?
Tell me now you know.
So what you're saying is,
She's
if
doing
you were
karaoke
doing
right now.
karaoke, you would do this song.
I don't know. I like this one.
Do you think like
How to
if we
feel
suicided
about
you at
it,
karaoke, you could just
something in the
you would
way
be fine?
you
Like if we picked any, let's call it pop
make me
song in the last
feel
5 years, you could just do it.
without
Really?
you. Sung all the way.
That's like the best worst name for a thing in karaoke.
Say.
Bread song time.
Yeah. It's a good song.
Do you want another water?
No thanks, I'm good.
You're bottomless.
They're super filling.
My last drink will be a bottomless water.
And you are there forever. So you told people that
So
you didn't want them
hydrated.
to say shitty things to players on
Yeah.
Twitters.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you want people to do, or you
Follow Daily Jordan Morris.
right?
Um,
Do you have a list?
what?
Do you have a list of things?
No.
Demands.
Bread
Bread
follow
demands.
Daily Jordan Morris. Appreciate Christian Roldan for what Christian Roldan does.
Amazing things.
Yes.
All the time.
It goes underappreciated because he's not a star and he doesn't do flashy things on the field. But what he does is dramatically important and you should appreciate it.
I would actually say he could win ECS Player of the Match literally every week. To
He-
the point where we've
he-
talked about it and we're like, well, if we have 5 players and he's just won the last 2, maybe we'll just pick someone else.
Yeah, like he doesn't have a bad game. Like, and even like a bad game for Christian isn't a bad game for anyone else. Like he's solid and he does what he does extremely well. And he's a beautiful human being. He said I was an amazing person one time, which is kind of fun.
I can tell that you're excited about this because you've been twirling your hair for a minute and a half. Were I to have hair of that length, I would also be twirling it because I feel the same way.
Why are you leaning awkwardly into me?
Look what he's doing with his hair. I mean, it works.
Guys, if there was grunge in 1868, Adam would be the band leader.
I bought a new purse for $10 today. It was like 90% off. I'm really proud.
was it originally?
I don't know. It was like, okay. So it was like a $50 bag. It's really cute. Look at it.
Did you just try and deca her?
Yes.
You did.
And then
Holy shit.
I guess it was,
That's what I do.
I don't know.
Quick math, come on.
I don't know. I
You
don't
got
feel
this
like
one.
doing math.
90% off of what equals
Okay,
10?
well it was like 35% off 50 and then it was like 80% off of that. So I don't know what that actually like comes out to, but yeah, it's a nice bag and it was $10.
It's already complicated.
I
great.
have a question for Adam.
Yeah.
Did the Walgreens thing get resolved?
Yeah, there's no garbage within my house anymore.
Good.
I'm so glad.
That only took a week.
10 days.
I wasn't sure because I was in Europe.
Anyway, so
It was pressing on my mind though.
we're either going to need to break out the lights or we're going to need to like finish up the show at some point, maybe. I don't know.
Nah.
Ish. Brad's like, no,
I'll
I
answer more
literally
questions.
Sit here, ask me questions.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that.
More
Ish.
questions, please.
Wow, she wants questions. Demanding questions. The funniest thing is I'm watching the watching now, and it has not moved at all. A lot of times it fluctuates considerably.
That's because I hacked the website.
You hacked YouTube.
Hacked, I'm in.
Great.
Who's Russian?
Do you have any questions?
Eileen has a
for-
question.
Why do you think I really went to Russia?
Out of your hands and hands pictures, which one's your favorite of Jordan and which one's your favorite of Christian?
Wait, so wait,
out,
what?
Of, out of all of her pictures, which is her favorite of Jordan,
Favorite
and
of
which is
Jordan,
her favorite
Christian?
of Christian?
Of each of them?
Tom's gotta go.
I read the question.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up Daily Jordan Morris.
Bye,
if
Tom.
you haven't caught that, follow Daily Jordan Morris.
Whoa.
That's bright, and I don't like it. My favorite picture of Jordan. Ooh, it's the one that I took at the Open Cup game. This is my favorite picture of Jordan Morris.
Just a second. Hold it. Nice.
Yeah, so at the Open Cup game, I ran over and I was like, hey. And he gave me a big hug and was like, how you doing? And I was like, good. How are you? And he was like, good. And I was like, okay, so awkward question. Can I take a picture of you for Daily Jordan Morris? And he was like, yeah, what do you want me to do? And I was like, I don't know, smile. So that's what you got. And it's great. My favorite picture of Christian? I don't know. There's so many good ones. It is the one with Herc. Where is that picture? There's a picture of Christian and Herc. And Christian's like laying his head on Herc's shoulder. And it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh, it's so cute. They're just so sweet and good.
How
Oh, I
cute is
found
it?
it. I found it. It's this one.
Oh.
It's so sweet. It was from the parade, and you could like see how exhausted they were, but also so happy. And they're just so good. I miss Herc. And Bruce. Whenever Herc does like a Ask Herc, I always ask him about how Bruce is doing because he sends me pictures of Bruce. It's great. Bruce is his tiny dog.
Oh, not Bruce Arena.
No, I don't like Bruce Arena. He looks like a hippo. Why would I ask for pictures of Bruce Arena?
I thought that was odd.
Have you rated dogs yet?
What?
Have you rated the dogs?
No, but Minnie gets a 14 out of 10. I really want to pet her. And Callie gets a 14 out of 10. I don't really like to pet Callie. The Sounders have really good dogs. I'd just like to throw that out there.
I asked her to rate the dogs. She loves the Sounders dogs.
Yeah.
We rate Sounders dogs.
I was like, which one's?
Eileen, move.
All right. What's next?
Okay. Do you have any more questions?
Like that?
I don't know if I have anything else interesting like to talk about. It was a picture of Jordan that I took at the Open Cup.
Her two favorite pictures.
This one. This is my
That is a
favorite
good-
picture of Jordan.
That is a good
And then my
photo.
favorite picture of Christian is this one. With Herc.
Aww.
I had it working just fine, and then you had
Did
to.
we ask this Mini Monday question?
Oh, I'm trying to
Mini Monday
make
becoming a thing?
make Minnie Morris Monday become a thing. It's Monday. I got it. Okay, hold on. Got to tweet a picture of Minnie.
I
Can't
love
forget.
focus, guys.
So after I make Minnie Morris Minnie Morris Monday enough of a thing, I'm
If you
going
would put
to
that out of
make
focus,
Jordan do it somehow. Maybe I'll ask nicely. I don't know. Maybe that'll work. So we're gonna try to make it like a Wrinkle Wednesday, but with Minnie because Minnie is a beautiful dog.
How's Aaron Kovar's cat?
Aaron Kovar doesn't have a cat yet. I'm going to work on it.
Okay.
What about Aaron Kovar's underwear?
That was funny.
That seems mildly
You didn't see
inappropriate.
that tweet?
Did you guys miss that?
Yeah.
I did. It was in the
They,
ECS
yeah, it was
newsletter
for a
like
really long
year.
time. They played a prank on Kovar. If you follow me on Twitter at @B_mantle, you can go see this picture of Minnie that I posted.
Am I supposed to click the links in the newsletter?
It's really cute.
What's the
You should go look at it.
I am just used to the years and years.
The newsletter is the thing that Bread will be doing when she gets back from Stanford.
I am used to the years and years of links to cat videos that I stopped clicking the links
Those turned you off for a while?
from one Jake Reader.
It's
Yeah.
this one.
Anyway,
Okay.
so Weigel,
Yeah.
other than whatever you're reading on your phone, do you have any more questions for Brett?
I'm looking up soccer gifts.
That's
It's
not
a good
question.
plan.
That's a great one.
You could have said, if I were to look up soccer gifts, which one should I look up?
I found one.
You should look up the one of Jordan and Christian. Just in
Jorston
general.
Morden is actually has been having a conversation with Jorston Morden on Twitter for a while now.
Who is the actual George Morton? I want to know.
Do you
It's actually Jordan Morris.
do you go to concerts?
I haven't been in a while.
What was the last one you went to?
Some like Christian music concert. I don't know.
Okay. So it wasn't really that important.
No, I don't even remember what it was.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
We did. It's silly season.
Silly season. Oh my gosh, guys! If you're gonna try to push a silly season rumor with like a picture, you need to at least make it like a legitimate like thing that could be happening, and not an academy kid. Academy kid or S2 players will have numbers on their training tops. If they're a trialist or an unsigned player or a new signing, they're not going to have numbers on their training tops or their shorts. So if you find a picture of someone at practice with numbers, it's probably an academy kid. And if not, then you should be more interested.
Did something happen that?
People are just like trying to like grasp at anything, and it's really dumb. And then people are like, "Oh my gosh, who is this?" And I'm like, guys.
Do you guys remember the time that you got schooled on signing rumors by Bread on SonarFeed? Because I do. Mom Mantle says Toby Mac.
It was?
That's what
No.
she says.
No. That was not the last one. That was in like 2010.
Emily also says a new DP is not going to be at practice before being announced.
Yeah, you're not. It's if you're looking at practice pictures, you're gonna find trialists and college kids that they're bringing in to just look at.
So, favorite moment being in GA for you, not being in Toronto.
There's a lot of good ones. The most recent one I'm thinking of is when Will scored his goal against Houston and he ran into the back of the net. I was like right smack dab in front of him in the snake pit, so it was like really close, and he was like mouthing thank you, and that was a really cool moment. Trying to think, like when Nelson scored his goal against KC, that was kind of insane. Really, most moments in GA are pretty great. Except that one time that I had to get like 6 people kicked out of the section.
Nice.
That was intense.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes. Adam does that like once a week.
Whether there's a game or not.
Yeah, you just have people kicked out of the section.
You!
Out! It's like a seagull. Out.
This is Applebee's!
What's your favorite song to sing in the stadium?
That's not helping. I like the "No one likes us, we don't care." I always scream the "No one likes us" part super, super, super loudly, and everyone stares at me, but I don't care.
How does your family feel about the language in the section?
It's English. What do you mean?
Except for one song.
How does your family
right,
feel
that's
about
But I
the
gonna
colorful
Sounders.
language in the section?
Oh, French?
I think they
the
mostly
green is the blue.
ignore it and pretend that it doesn't exist.
Got it. Okay.
Vamos, Sounders.
Now you're gonna have that in your head.
Vamos, Sounders. Vamos,
Yeah, we should get a
Sounders.
light.
No, we should
Vamos.
just wrap up.
We could just wrap up.
I
That's
mean,
really
it's almost
bright.
10 o'clock.
Mark's like, I want to go home.
It has been a long show.
Okay. So 2 more things. Everyone should go to ssfcalliancecouncil.com and vote for the Constitution.
To ratify it,
The Alliance Council should also let me be a member.
you should
Be on the
run.
council.
You should run.
I can't. I'm not 18.
You should turn 18.
Is there really? You really can't be
Yeah.
a member if you're under.
I actually didn't know that was a rule.
You can't be on the council unless you're 18.
So have you talked to them about that?
Yeah.
Whose rule is it?
It's like the
It's in the bylaws.
Constitution.
It's in the bylaws.
Yeah, I think it's in the bylaws.
But is it a legality thing? Is it a Sounders thing?
I'm
Or
not
is it-
sure. There was never any like, we'll see what we can do about that. It was always you have to be 18.
Are you salty about this?
Kind of, because I feel like I would be good at it.
She's more of a sourdough.
I think I agree. Wow.
It's also kind of funny because like for the things you have to be like 18 for, everyone's like,
You
well,
had
you
to
can
know I was gonna
just
bust
do it
out
until
a
you're
dad
18.
joke.
And I'm like,
I
I'm leaving the state to go to college.
What if you don't leave the state?
Well, yeah, are there
Most likely I
Alliance
am.
Council members that are outside the state, outside the country, right?
Yeah, but that's like,
Leadership,
I feel like
right?
you're not going to games. Like, you're not there. Like, someone can do
Just
it
tell
better
them to
than
make
you
an
can.
exception.
Whatever.
All right, so that's the thing they need to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a constitution. People should look at it, vote on it one way or the other.
In my opinion, having worked on a little bit of that, I think it clarifies and cleans up a lot of the process
Yes.
for voting on our GM.
Right. Yeah, if anything, if all you're voting for is about the GM stuff, because as of right now, there will be no vote on GM until the end of next season.
Yeah.
And what this constitution allows for is there to be a call for a vote on the fly,
Right.
which in theory could come up in the next few
Will we
months.
see a DP in this window?
Yeah, no one knows.
No one knows. Does Garth know?
No.
Does Chris know?
No one knows.
Do they know?
Oh, look, there it is. General manager recall and vote of confidence.
Are you confident with your general manager?
Anywho, so thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it was
This
fun.
was super fun.
Yeah.
We will definitely have you back again.
Thank you, Beth's parents, for sharing bread with us.
Seriously. Any final words for this show? Not last words.
I just got a message that the Flounders B team totally agreed on your Torres take.
Oh, thank you.
He's a professional.
Thank God.
It's important to be professional when you're a professional.
Love you, Stephen.
That's a great intro, by the way, to a podcast. The Flounders B team.
Yeah.
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 I don't think I have anything else important to say.
Nothing. Do you have anything unimportant to say?
Unimportant? No.
Don't tweet X's.
Support your
for
Sounders.
SonarFeed
You should
account.
take a tip from Bread. She doesn't have anything important to say. She just lets it go.
Support your Sounders. Go to the game on Wednesday. Support the future, S2. Go to S2 games. They're fun. Get to know the S2 players. It's fun. Brian Onasinkum is my fave. I got him Heelys.
Halfway through the season. We have,
Yeah.
What, 6, 7 games left?
Yeah. You should go to them. They're fun.
Should you get your haircut at the same place as David Olson?
No, you should not. You also shouldn't dye your hair blonde if you're David Olson. Or most people for that matter. No. I said or most people for that matter. You are counted
There
in
was
most
no
people.
hair dye in 1868. Adam.
It was so bad. Who?
Tom,
But then it would be Georgetown Molden.
I am going to
You spelled
tweet
it
so
wrong.
obnoxiously next Monday night from Lake Chelan.
So you got lots of good shout-outs.
That's good.
People enjoyed you. Thank you
That's
for joining
good.
us, seriously.
Yeah,
I
that was
don't know
fun.
what's going on with the karaoke inside.
I don't know either.
Mark, do you have anything else to say?
Good luck.
Uncle
next
Mark
Monday.
doesn't have anything
Good
important to
luck
say.
next Monday. So
He'll
we
be
may or
here.
may not have a show next Monday.
Uncle Mark will be here.
No, I won't. I'll
He
be
will
in Lake
not
Chelan.
be here.
What are you doing in
Adam
Lake
will also
Chelan?
not be here.
Family vacay.
Dave may or may not be here. We'll
I
figure
have
it out.
not vacationed enough this year.
Yeah,
Mark's like,
Imagine
I'm
that.
trying to get fired and it doesn't seem to be working, so I'm going to
you
just
were
take another
joking.
vacation. No, he's literally going to Lake Chelan next week. Anyway, maybe see you next week. Thank y'all for joining us. Thanks, Brett, for joining us. Thanks for Adam and Mark to somehow produce a show.
He did nothing.
Ish.
You know that.
The two of us combined make
Thanks
one whole
everybody in the
producer.
house for joining us, and thanks to the Berliner Pub. Good night.
and that's SonarFeed.